If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football. If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football.
Good evening. We did it. We got through it. It's officially over. The New York Jets' disastrous 2025 season has come to an end. What does it mean? Where do we go from here? What's the state of the Jets? What are we looking at in free agency? What could our potential draft picks be? We're going to cover that, your questions, and much more. Dom C is with me. Hit the like button. And even if you're not happy with the Jets, you don't like Aaron Glenn, you don't like the direction of the team, like that this season is over. Let's get it started.
It's got me.
Gentry covering the football!
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
You know what wasn't fantastic this season? But you know what is fantastic? As a Jet fan, it's the offseason. There will be no more losses. There will be no more missed opportunities for interceptions. I can't even fathom that we went through an entire NFL season with 0 interceptions. We'll get into that. We're going to get into everything, folks. We have a raffle going on. First things first, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We gained 13 subscribers in last night's show. We're marching on to 2,000 before the Super Bowl. I thank all of you, old, new, future. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, get in on it. It's fun. It's game day. $5 super chats, gifted memberships get you on the wheel. Game day, everything's doubled. So today is a great opportunity for you to maximize your raffle entries for the Joe Namath item that we will be giving away on Super Bowl Sunday. We're going big with this item. It's going to be a really prestigious prize. So make sure you're in and support the channel. I appreciate all of you that do in whatever way, shape, or form you do. Now, this is where I usually go on a monologue. I give my thoughts. I give the state of the Jets. I discuss the topic. But with the Jets playing the later game, I got myself an awesome guest, prestigious guest, if you will. There is nobody that Jets fans will want to hear from more about the draft than this guy. He is a very good friend of mine. He's got all of your answers for your prospects, and you can go visit his page, Project Prospect with Dom C. Ladies and gentlemen, my homeboy, Dom C. What's up, brother?
Nicky boy, how are you, man? I gotta, man, every time I come on the show and so on and so forth, like you get some new, really, really dope intro video or intro snip of some sort, dude. Much props to you if you're doing it or to whomever's doing it in the background. Yeah,
it's not me. Blitz BK does the music. Gator did the videos. I'm blessed to have very talented, awesome people in this community want to help out with the show. So I'm very grateful for all of them.
Well, you know what? You gotta connect me via DM with them because I
Sure.
need a little help.
Absolutely.
But I'll pay, not like you cheap fuck.
I pay. Fuck you, you cheap fuck.
What's happening, man?
My days of freeloading are over. I'm not an active addict anymore. I'm a responsible adult finally. In my
Oh,
mid 40s, I was like, oh, it's time to pull this lever. Oh, look at this.
yeah. I hear
So
you.
shout out to everyone in the chat. I'll post Dom's link in a little bit. I know I have you for a short amount of time with you being the active, busy father that you are, out and about, the Jet game being late. We're limited. So let's get right into it.
Let's talk, baby.
Let's start off with the state of the New York Jets. We need the state of the union, Dom. When we're looking at this team, we know the head coach is bad. We know the defensive coordinator is bad. We know the quarterback play was awful. We know there are people demanding for Aaron Glenn to be fired tonight, tomorrow, the next couple of days. It doesn't sound from Schefter, from the Athletic, from everyone else. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. We all know Woody Johnson can turn the lever at any moment and be Woody Johnson. But from all of the insider reports, it seems that Aaron Glenn is safe. So I don't want to focus on that so much. I want to focus on everything else. And tell me your thoughts first, please. What do you think? What do you see? How would you describe where we're at in the process of this build?
Of this build. Well, oh man, Nick, this was a very difficult year. I thought. You know what? We are, roughly the same age, and we've been, doing this and understanding who the Jets are for a long, long time. And it's been bad for every single bit of, what is it, 14 years now? Every single bit of 14 years, it's been pretty awful. Last year, I thought was like the gut punch that I never ever expected. You finally got everything back, and that was the shock of 2 years ago when Aaron Rodgers blew his Achilles out, to last year. You make the move to fire Saleh. You trade for Devontae Adams. Rodgers is back. Everything's going. You think it's going well, and you're still awful. So I was so ready to turn that page, and we turn it to the 2025 New York Jets, which I don't know if I could have been more unhappy and disgusted with how the season went. And you know me, dude. I am very much the glass half full kind of guy. I'm an optimist by trade. It's just was bad. I didn't. I'm not gonna get into the whole Aaron Glenn thing. I didn't want to hire Glenn. And it wasn't that, I'm not saying it in hindsight that I didn't want to hire Glenn. I didn't want to keep doing the same thing that we had done time in, time out, and hire a first-time defensive coordinator again. Right? That's what my thing. So the defense didn't look good. The quarterback play yet again was not good. The coaching, I don't think any aspect other than special teams was good. So, there wasn't a lot to, come 4 or 5 games into the season when you're 0-5, there wasn't a lot to look forward to. So, I'm looking forward to, actually, I shouldn't say that. There were some things that I thought were promising. All right.
Yeah.
Thought the acquisitions that AG and Muji made through the season were promising. Like, I like the Juwan Briggs trade. Obviously, he worked out well. I loved bringing in Harrison Phillips, and I know that his role is probably easily attainable, but I like everything about Harrison Phillips. Like, he looks like a happy dude. You know what I mean? And I know that he's a really good, solid locker room guy, and he's under contract next year if you want to keep him, and it's relatively cheap for $7 million. You know what I mean?
And none of it's guaranteed, so they can rework that. They can front him some money. They can get him in the house for 2 years.
Or if they decide to move a completely different direction because the new defensive coordinator that they bring in has different ideas for his defensive tackles, you're getting it. There's no skin off your nuts. You know what I mean? You're getting $7.5 million, of cap relief. So there's that. I'm a big fan of the corner. Why is his name? I'm drawing a blank here.
Brownlee.
Yeah, Jarvis Brownlee Jr. Big fan of his.
Yeah.
Was a big fan of his coming out of college. So I really like the idea that he's going to be given get a full season if he stay healthy. I think he has a lot. He's going to play a big part in what this team is because he's such a good fitter of the run from that slot position. I think it gives you a lot more versatility outside. So not everything was bad, but everything else was pretty awful, right? So I got tired of the bullshit at the podium with the head coach. I got tired of the bickering with the media. I get tired of our media. You know what I mean? I get tired of the fans divided because, just like their political views, they have to stand strong on one side or another. Like, you can admit, you can be a fan of the Jets and want the best for them and admit that you thought that the coach had a shitty season. You know, you can admit that, maybe, you could have brought, the ghost of Bill Parcells back, and well, he's not dead, so I guess not the ghost of Bill Parcells, the ghost of Bill Walsh. How about that?
There you go.
And you probably still wouldn't have done much with everything that you have here. Like, if the things are not mutually exclusive, like you can still be a Jet fan and say that, you think that they're setting themselves up in the wrong direction, or you can be pissed off at how the season went and happy that they got, 4 picks in the top 44 over the next, in this year's draft, and then another 4 that are going to be in the top 60.
We are going to get into. Don't worry, folks.
Next
We
year,
got Dom here with us. We are going to get to the draft picks. That is the icing on the cake. Right now, we're mixing the batter together, and we're about to put it in the oven. Don't worry. We will talk draft with Dom before he leaves. I promise you.
So there's, right now, I just I can't. I don't have the ability, being the optimist that I am. I don't even have the ability to just just hang on to the rope or just have that blind faith that everything's going to be okay. I just don't feel it.
Yeah. When I look at this, right, and I'm looking at the team and I'm looking at where they thought they wanted to go and the reality of it, I said many times throughout the offseason, as Boom and Knob and Mark and Addy and everyone in the chat now and who's watched this show often can attest to, I had a fork in the road.
Okay.
Maybe you catch lightning in a bottle with Justin Fields. It comes together. You get that explosive rushing offense. You play good defense. You win some tight games with Polk coming back 16-13. You're battling, and you start to grow throughout the season. And if that falls flat on its face, maybe you have your season where you go and get your quarterback. Maybe Fields was the bridge, not the success, the bridge to the future and leading you to your future quarterback. So the Fields experiment was awful. You start 0-7. You then trade Quinnen and Sauce, which is the right move. I'm not upset by that in any way, shape, or form. We had 2 All-Pros in the building for years. Couldn't sniff a winning record.
Yeah.
Couldn't get near it.
Yep.
So what do? You realize, all right, it didn't come together the way we liked. We know we have a couple years to build this year. We have that blessing from Woody Johnson. We're going to move these guys. We're going to move the big contracts. We're going to clear it out. We're going to draft our style of players. We're going to bring that in. And now we're not going to we know we're not going to win many games the rest of the year. The special teams, Banjo, tremendous job. Kind of fucked us by winning a meaningless game twice against Cleveland and Atlanta with special team returns. Yeah. Now we're out of the number 1 pick because of that. Our defense.
Can I want to stop you right there for a second. I'm sorry. I don't know if people realize the Cleveland game, right? 4 times in the history of the NFL, 4 times has a team won by 7 points or less and scored 2 or more special team touchdowns. The Jets did it
twice.
Almost twice. Almost twice.
The last time I think was the Jets-Bills the opener in Buffalo.
No. That
with Chad Morton returned 2 kicks in the same game.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was a 7-point game or not. It very well might have been.
It was 6 points. He returned a kick to start.
So the Jets did it twice. They almost did it twice this year.
Yeah,
because Atlanta, if you remember, Malachi Moore or Quantez Stiggers recovered the fumble on the 1-yard line. They would have recovered the fumble on the 2-yard line, tied that in with the Isaiah Williams return. You would have had it twice in 2 years. 4 times total, the Jets have did it twice. So I'm not saying, listen, I'm so happy that Banjo's a stud. Yeah. I really am. As a Jet fan, I think it's phenomenal. But I mean, you talk about
The big butt.
kicking yourself, like unequivocally giving yourself a Hulk smash to the nuts. That's what those special teams being so good did for us this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Now,
Yeah.
when I look at this and where we're at, I look at a building that was old, it was raggedy. You brought in some fine art to put on the wall last year with Tyron Smith and Rogers and Devontae, and you tried to pretty up just a piece of shit structure.
Mhm.
Now I look at that same piece of property and I see the buildings demolished, all the piping, power, everything is lying down. You can start to put this structure in place. You got some sidewalls. That's Olu and Membu, right?
Mhm.
You got some nice pieces. You got all your pallets and deliveries of your bricks, your mortar. Everything is set, ready to start being put together. We have money. We have draft picks. A lot of Jets fans did not want to trade up. We end up in the top 2. We're going to get more into the draft later,
Yeah.
but we're in the top 2. And a lot of people think that 2 quarterbacks may come out. So when we were 6 and 8, I'm not going to say 6 and the other number together, but you have young kids, you get it. When we were 6 or 8 and we were in that vicinity, we're looking at it and we're like, man, it's going to take all this to trade up. It's going to take all that to trade up. We made these trades. Why are we going to trade up? All right, well, that panic is gone. We're in the top 2. Okay. You have some nice pieces, right? The offensive line. Dom, how weird is it to be doing mock drafts? You're going to be discussing Jets drafts. You don't even have to look at tackle,
I
Dom.
don't
When was
even
the last time that you did a
And-
mock and you didn't even have to look at tackle?
And I will say this again, we're going to talk about the drafted prospects, but thank God, because this is not the year to need a tackle. This is not the year to need an offensive tackle.
Ooh, Finally, are you telling me the Jets may have gotten something right?
They may have gotten something right here. So
I look at this and you can question the head coach, you can question his abilities, and I think all of the questions are valid. But I believe he stays.
Yeah.
I do. I'm not rooting for him. If Woody decides to go off the deep end, I see the validity in it. It's not an overreactionary, unnecessary firing. It would be justified. But I don't think it happens because I think they look at this and they say, all right, this roster's really bad. Our backups aren't really NFL worthy. We have a couple nice pieces. We're going to allow you to add to that. We're going to allow you to implement some things. We're going to allow you to bring some people in. We're going to allow you to spend some free agency money. And we're going to build this team and we're going to build this up. And we're going to be patient with you because we know it's been so bad here for so long. Quick little Band-Aid is not the fix. You need a whole body makeover. And you know who doesn't need a whole body makeover? The lovely Leanie. Leanie just kicked us off tonight, ladies and gentlemen, gifting 5 memberships, which gets her 10 raffle entries on the wheel. Thank you to the lovely Leanie, the sweetest little granny in all of North Carolina.
What are you
Can't
giving
say
away,
before.
Nick, by the way?
I'm having a Joe Namath raffle. It's going to be either a full-size helmet or a jersey with the autograph. I'm getting a big prize. Super Bowl Sunday is going to be the giveaway. I'm going to do a show that morning. But
Okay.
with being Super Bowl Sunday, I wanted to get a big prize, and I put up for the chat for them to vote, and they picked Joe Namath. I want to go with past players. So it was Namath, Martin, or other, and Namath ran away with it, which is fitting for Super Bowl Sunday. If you're giving something
that's cool.
away with Jet related on the Super Bowl,
Let me
you
know-
gotta give it the only guy.
Let me know when you're giving away Rich Samini merch. I'll be sure to get on that raffle.
Oh, I'm gonna go rip the jacket off his back and deliver it to you, my friend. Leanie's memberships went to Macho Talk Sports, Alfred, one of our resident Raider, our only resident Raider fan. Congrats on the #1 pick. Good luck with it. Don't take Mendoza. He wouldn't fit in Vegas.
Yeah, he smells.
He's a man of God. You don't want to live in
He
Sin City.
smells. You can't put him in there in Las Vegas. No
You
way.
cannot put a man of God in Sin City, Dom. It doesn't make sense. Jetpack 615, Yeetus, Deletus, and my buddy Mark Reese. Thank you, Leanie. Love you. You're the best, sweetheart. Now, big news today. Potential big news for the Jets. A firing took place, Dom.
Yeah.
Now, this firing did not happen on the Jets. But if I am Aaron Glenn, I'm on the phone right now, Dom. Now you said this name first in the DM group chat. So give me your thoughts, Dom. Sell it. Sell it to Jets fans right now.
Yeah, listen, I don't know if it needs to be sold. I don't know how much validity it holds, but I think people are going to connect the dots. And he was either I think they crossed paths. They could have crossed paths in New Orleans, or maybe he was a player when Glenn started his coaching regime. I don't know, but we're talking about Raheem Morris here, right? There's going to be a lot of people clamoring, getting hot and heavy about linking Raheem Morris to the Jets as their next defense coordinator. So, listen, his teams are average. His defenses, when you look at like DVOA or PFF, whatever rating system you want to do, he was always in the middle. He was never really a guy like a Wink Martindale or Rex Ryan in their heyday when they're always in the top 2, top 3 of defenses, so on and so forth. Dick LeBeau, so on and so forth. Just a different kind of guy. Comes from that Monty Kiffin, Dan Quinn lineage, right? Learned under Dan Quinn. Same kind of model as Robert Saleh, and we know that defense works, right? We know that scheme works. We had it for so long. Some people are going to be a little annoyed because it is, that bend and don't break kind of concept. A little bit different from what we thought Glenn and Wilkes were going to do. Because he is probably, I'd say 70%, maybe even a little bit more, heavy zone coverage, cover 3 and cover 4 foundations, right? There's going to be a lot of emphasis on, disguising coverages, post-snap, switches or rotations. That's just like the philosophy that he works with. The corners are, you need to be able to play press. You need to be able to play off man. You can't be just focused one or the other. So, I already start to question, like, as the roster is now, like, I know Brandon Stevens doesn't fit that, I know that AZ Thomas is known more so for his press man. I don't know how much off man or zone that he played at all in college. But I know Stevens can't do it. Stevens is a press man coverage, and that's hit or miss as it is. He's an even man front, wide 9 principles, rushes 4, not a heavy blitzer. Wants his guys to be pushing vertical from the front 4. So a lot of the same things that Saleh did, and a lot of the same types of players that succeeded with Saleh would succeed with. In a Raheem Morris system. He needs his.
What you're saying so far,
Uh-huh.
I see a bit of a principle clash between what Aaron Glenn has run and wanted to be to what
Yes.
Morris wants to run.
Well,
We kind of had that with Wilkes, though, right? So
Aaron Glenn is
throwing out the Raheem Morris name right away. I know he's experienced defensive coordinator. He wouldn't be a first-time guy, but there seems to be a clash in ideology and principle. And Glenn looked like he wanted to get away from that Saleh wide 9, right? Now,
the big schematic differences between Raheem Morris and Glenn is really Glenn's propensity to play man across cover 1 and less zone, and Raheem Morris's propensity to play cover 3 and cover 4 and less man-to-man coverage. So that's the big switch off. Steve Wilkes blitzed a lot. And remember here is we didn't really see Glenn's defense, and Glenn said it himself. We saw Steve Wilkes' defense, maybe that was the problem. Who knows? But there's definitely some, from the way they played today, I mean, not today, but this year, to the way that Raheem Morris really schemes up or stylistically, sets his defenses up. There's going to be some changes. The good thing is like he's Raheem Morris is known to be an elite coacher and teacher and implementer of a system. So he relates very well to the players, and he can maximize guys and get the most out of them. He had 1 year of a high top 10 defense, but that was when the Rams had maybe the best defensive line ever known to man. So you want to take that as an anomaly, that's fine. His defenses were never the worst. His defenses that he coordinated were never the worst. His defenses that he coordinated were never the best. They were always right in the middle. And he always was able to create and get more out of less. He always found a way to get to maximize guys. Guys had career years under Raheem Morris's eyes as defense coordinator.
Now, for those who've been a little bit down on Will McDonald, it sounds like Will McDonald would be a guy who would excel in a Raheem Morris scheme, using that speed, getting upfield.
Look at what James Pierce did in Atlanta this year as a rookie. I mean, I think him and Will McDonald stylistically are clones of one another. So,
okay,
well,
it's worth keeping an eye on. He did get fired. He does have
there's a relationship there. I think there's an instant correlation that people are going to line up, which is why I talked about it. I say it like Connor Hughes came out yesterday, which was kind of weird at like 11 o'clock at night. And he said, hey, don't be surprised if Wink Martindale gets a call. Now that Michigan's moving on and changing all their coaches. And I'm thinking to myself, it's an awful weird time to just kind of have an aha moment at 11 o'clock at night. So maybe he knows something, and Connor Hughes would know something before, Dom C would. But that's just a weird fit, if you ask me. At least and I'm not even talking about like the scheme. I'm just saying like the personalities and stuff like that. It seems like that wouldn't be like a match made in heaven. Whereas there's a relationship between Raheem Morris and
I could see it be a very explosive dynamic, conflicts and two strong personalities, which is why I laughed at people who wanted to say bring in Rex Ryan at DC. You don't bring in that strong personality and persona underneath you, because that is a guy who would rock the boat. Wink has been known to rock the boat and argue. He did it with Dable with the Giants. Like if he feels strong about something, he will go to bat for himself and his guys. So I don't know if that's a good fit, but you know what? Maybe that's what Glenn needs. Maybe he needs somebody to come in and be a little abrasive and maybe kick back a little bit and be like, you're not the biggest dick in the room when it comes to defensive knowledge. Calm down. Let me run this. You were brought in here to be a head coach. You weren't brought in here because you were the smartest X's and O's guy in the league. You were brought in here with a little bit of nostalgia, but your ability to speak, communicate, and be a leader. So let me run the defense. You worry about trying to deal with the media on a better manner.
Yeah.
So, folks, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We got a few more subs already this stream. We got 4 more. Thank you for joining the program. We're here with Dom C. Quick little future programming note. Sunday nights, we got guests lined up for the next month. We got Dom tonight. Next Sunday, I'll have Dylan Terman here with me at 8 o'clock, back at the regularly scheduled time. The following week, I got one of your good guys, Dom. Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7 will be here with me, making his return to the program. Then the following Sunday, Connor Long. Connor skyrocketing to the top of the world. Not even the Jets world. The world. So we've got a good lineup here. And of course, I'm going to be mixing in some Saturday shows in prime time. Really great turnout for last night. Thank you to everyone who's part of the program. And a lot of you who watched the program after the fact, and subscribers kept popping in throughout the night and the morning and throughout today. So welcome, everybody. Okay. I did want to discuss free agent targets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have you on in February. We can do that later. The NFL draft, the positionings. We got one more position. We can bump up one more spot. It's tied right now at 10, the last I checked, in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It's 13-10 right now. Ravens have the ball back at their own 23.
Yeah,
so
and they just carted what's his face? Kyle Hamilton off.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Unbelievable, right?
Anyhow, amazing talent.
I digress.
Yeah. So if Pittsburgh wins, we pick at 16. If Baltimore wins, we move up one more spot to 15.
Correct.
So right now, we're 2, 16, 33, and 44. So we got 4 of the top 44. 1 out of 11 picks, every 11 picks will belong to the New York Jets. Of course, we can maneuver. Of course, we can trade up. Of course, we can trade back. Of course, we can trade for a proven player. When you're looking at this right now, give me your initial thoughts. Now, you put in a ton of work. I was privy to see some of that information, all the work that you put in, all of the guys. Some guys you put work in on who decided to go back to school, and you got to go in and edit the list and put your rankings together.
Yeah.
Right now, before free agency, with the positional needs that the Jets have, where do you think we need to most address, and then maybe tie some of the players into that that order?
Well, you know what, Nick? I think the easier thing to say is let's look at the positions that you really don't need to pay much attention to, in my opinion, because I think that list is a lot smaller. You know,
let's go back and forth. We'll do it like a fantasy draft. I'll go first. Kick returner.
Kick returner, probably not. Yeah. No. Offensive tackle, I think, listen, you're going to probably need to bring in some depth. But when you're talking about the draft and high capital, at least within say the first 4 rounds, I don't think that that's a position that needs to be addressed. Now, remember, we have 4 picks in the first 44 and then our next pick is going to be the second pick of the 4th round, whatever that is. That'll be right around 100.
105,
yeah, it's somewhere in that.
Depending on how many compensation picks are added on at the end of the third.
For the end of the third, correct. So it's right about there. So you take those 5 picks out of the equation, and that's what I'm talking about. I don't think we need to really address the offensive tackle spot there. Now, we're definitely going to need to bring in a depth piece tackle, right? You're going to need to either, re-sign Chiga Konkwu or whatever the guy's name is that we had who never saw the field this year. Yeah. Or the guy that quit on the Patriots. I can't even think of his name. Chiga Konkwu is the tight end in Tennessee. Chiga Korafor is the guy that we brought in. He never even saw the field. Another positive. Our 5 starting offensive linemen started the whole goddamn season. A rarity in itself.
It's remarkable.
It's
one of the things that we begged for year after year after year. Yeah. Offensive line health. We'd be good if only our line could stay healthy.
Yeah. So, you're going to need to bring in some tackle depth, but that can be done, in the 5th, 6th, 7th round. You get your developmental tackle, and then you go sign a veteran to back up. That's fine. So I don't think offensive tackle we need to talk about. I'd probably say in the first 4 rounds, you probably don't need to address a cornerback, CB, not cornerback, right? Steven's under contract. Yeah, there it is. Good job. Pick 103. Steven's under contract. I really like A.Z. Thomas as cornerback 3. I think you have Jarvis Brownlee Jr. as your slot cornerback. You already have some depth, already on the field in Quantez Stiggers. I'm curious to see if they bring back a Jarvis Monroe or what was his name? Monroe. Yeah, it's Jarvis Monroe, the kid from Tulane who was cut as a free agent, and they brought him back. I'm curious to see if they bring him back to do some depth pieces. I know, you got the other slot cornerback, Dean, Dean Clark, Ryan Clark's son. So I don't know if you need to address a cornerback that early. Outside of that, I think anything's up for grabs. I really do. And from priority sense, I think obviously quarterback, we know what the quarterback is. I think you need to bring in, and I think you need to draft another wide receiver early. I think you need to draft an edge rusher early. I think you have to draft a linebacker early, and then the 4th early pick, you can, it's dealer's choice. Maybe it's, another wide receiver. Maybe it's a tight end, and that's something that we'll talk about a little bit more. Maybe it's a safety. I don't know. I don't know how much they're going to really value the safety position. They spent the day 3 pick last year on Malachi Moore, who, had his ups and downs, but looked like a serviceable player. I don't know if he's gonna, like Kyle Hamilton, he is not, but could he be can he be an upgrade to Tony Adams? I think so.
Yeah, no, definitely. Shout out to Clancy. Clancy, this is why you're a mod. When I'm not able to speak and you call out Allen for already saying how many wins we're going to have next season, when we don't know the quarterback, we don't know the defensive coordinator, we don't know how we spent our free agency money, we don't know what the draft is, but Allen's already doom and gloom for 2026. Clancy, that's why you yield the wrench, my friend.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Shout out to everyone again in the chat. We're over 70 people watching. Hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to Dom C also. I'm going to post his link in a little bit. Get that up there for you guys if you haven't already. We know how much Jets fans love the draft, Dom. We know how much Jets fans love mocks. Dom C, as you guys know, is my guy to go to. You are the guy that I come to when I think I like a player, when I think I might be onto something. I will mention his name to you, and you will tell me one of two things. There's no sugarcoating with you. You're like, great call. I love this guy. This is why. Like, or you're out of your fucking mind. He can't do this, 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 and this. That just happened this weekend. I'm watching Texas Tech with Bailey, and you're like, no. Will McDonald 2.0 can't play the run. No. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
In fairness to Bailey, I thought he did a really good job playing the run this game. But the whole picture, when you look at the whole picture, not just a singular game, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay. But that's why I come to you, because I know I might be watching a guy for the first time. He might have some nice plays. And listen, if you're being mocked in round 1 or 2, you have nice plays on film. That's not the question. The truth lies in all of the bad plays that you might not see, and you see them.
Yeah,
So
and Bailey's going to be a first-round pick, and he's probably going to be, a good NFL pro. Like, he's got a high-end elite skill set to get at the passer, just like Will McDonald, right?
Yeah.
Except, there's a net negative to his game. So if you're looking for a DPR, if you're looking for a designated pass rusher, like you're not going to do much worse in the world than a guy like Bailey. That's what I think he is. Maybe I'm proven wrong, and after a couple years, he proves to be one of the best 3-down defensive ends in the league. And I'll tip my cap to him. Like, I've been wrong before. I won't be wrong again. You know what I mean? And I will be wrong again, I should say. But I digress. Wide receivers and outside of the quarterback room, I think wide receivers and edgers is the two biggest glaring needs that we have. And I don't think you're going to fill all of them through the draft. I think both of those positions you're going to have to make multiple stabs either in kind of parallel or correlate it with free agency as well. So you might make a big. I'm making this up. I'm not suggesting this. This is not my prediction or anything like that. But the first wide receiver that comes to my name that I know is a free agent is Alec Pierce. So just say you spend $20 million on Alec Pierce, you might still draft a third or fourth round slot receiver or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you still might re-sign a Tyler Johnson. Again, I'm making up names. So that's what I'm getting at. I think wide receiver and edge rusher are the two biggest needs on this team. Edge rusher's bigger need than people really, really think, because
it's at the top. Not at it's in my top 3 or 4. So it's up there.
I think outside
should regress to a pass rush specialist. I think you should bring in a bigger bodied guy that matches or can exceed Jermaine's skill set and push Jermaine to number 2, and I think we'll get more out of him.
Yeah.
Also, I'm a big proponent of getting that big, massive defensive tackle in the middle to pair with Briggs, and I think Briggs getting more one-on-one opportunities instead of being your best defensive lineman like he was this year, moving down to your third creates more opportunities for him, and I think we can win more one-on-one matchups once we improve the talent along the line. But something that I really am excited about is I was going over this earlier. We drafted Becton, and then we had to go get Olu, and then we went and got ABT, who was drafted as a tackle, not in order, but then we got Membu. We've spent 4 first-round picks in the last 5, 6 years on tackles. And then we drafted Darnold in 18, Wilson, 2 positions on quarterback, and now you're gonna have a 3rd quarterback this year, more than likely. We're missing out on not hitting on Becton, AVT not being healthy, changing positions. We missed out on other blue chip talent. We missed out on other blue chip positions. We missed out on the defensive tackle. We missed out on another receiver to pair with Garrett because we kept trying to fix what we couldn't fix. And it
Correct.
really hurt us, the negative attrition that happened and the inability to get these guys in, keep them in, and say, all right, that position's fortified. We say it, right? Oh, that position's good for the next decade. Becton's massive. All right, where is he?
Yeah.
AVT. Well, where is he? So when you have these 4 picks, I don't want just blue chip talent. I want blue chip positions. I want another receiver. I want to slide Garrett into the slot. I want Mitchell on one side, a rookie on the other side, Garrett in the slot. Use Mechie and Arian Smith as your 4 and 5 and use them as your gadgets and your speedsters and your over-the-top guys. And you have a complete wide receiver core. I want to get a defensive tackle that's massive. I want to get a Mateo Ukulele in round 2 as an edge rusher, a big, physical, high motor guy. I want to get a Sonny Styles at 16 or 15, wherever we end up. I want my quarterback and I want my captain of the defense. I want to move Sherwood to off ball. Tom, I want to be dominant in the middle of the field because since we have guys on the back end that can't intercept the goddamn ball, Stevens isn't going anywhere. Brownlee isn't
for
going
one more year,
anywhere.
he's not.
AZ Thomas isn't going anywhere. Well, what does that tell you? You got to get better up front where you can apply pressure and create situations where we can be able to jump routes, where we can win our one-on-ones, where we can send the blitz, where we can get home and we can have the advantage on the back end because they're not individually creating those advantages with that scheme and with their talent. So we need to build that front 7 to be so goddamn dominant in the pass rush, in the run, up and down the line. I'm going to ask you this.
Shoot.
Number 2. No trades. Best case scenario. Give me the 2 guys that you're looking at, your board right now. 1, 2. Who do the Jets come away with?
I mean, best case scenario? So my board and what I would do or how I think it's going to go is going to differ a little bit. So
Okay.
I'll play it like what I think the best case scenario for the Jets is. Best case scenario for the Jets, I still think is Dante Moore declares for the draft. Because you then can lock in your quarterback of the future, right? And I say that your quarterback of the future, right? Not your quarterback to ideally come in and save the franchise in 2026. I don't know if that's going to happen, but you get your quarterback of the future, the guy who has enough talent, whereas God forbid Aaron Glenn can't get this ship righted and he moves on. A coach comes in here and says, that's the team I want. They have 3 draft picks next year. They added 4 guys this year, and they already have a young quarterback. Kind of similar to the situation, the position the Giants are in, right? I think the Jets could be in a much better situation than the Giants. Giants head coach job looks promising because people think that they've already got their young quarterback. So, best case scenario for me at 13 at 2. I'm sorry, is Dante Moore. Tagging along with that, the best case scenario for me at 15 would then be Mekhi Lemon, the wide receiver out of USC. Now, I don't, he's not my wide receiver 1. Cornell Tate is. I don't think he'll be on the board. I happen to like Jordan Tyson from Arizona State a whole heck of a lot too. I don't know if he'll be on the board. I happen to think for the Jets that Mekhi Lemon might be the best fit. Like he is a little bit smaller in stature, like Garrett Wilson, right? Physically, they're kind of like clones of one another. Mekhi Lemon, I think, is a little bit more stockier, a little bit more muscle, a little bit heavier. He's about 200 pounds to about 185 of Garrett.
Okay.
But they both have inside-outside versatility. And I don't know how much you watched of Lemon, Nick, but I know that you trust me in my eyes when I tell you that
100%.
he is the closest thing to Amon-Ra St. Brown that I have ever seen. You know, he's physical. He's 5'11". He's physical through the catch point. He run blocks as good as tight ends in the flank, as good as Alan Lazard. He's going to be a net positive in the run game. You know, he's not going to be a burner, you know, but he's a smart, heady football player who knows how to become the security blanket and find the soft zone in the spots for the quarterback. I love him running out of the slot. I love him running those little slot fades. He runs routes wonderfully. He can separate, and you have that interchangeable stuff with him and Garrett, right? You can play both of them. You can play one in the slot, one out at the Z, or flip flop it in whatever the situation is. So for me, I'm gonna bring in that, and I'm putting that puts a lot of pressure and a lot of responsibility on AZ Thomas to be really that boundary X guy. But as I said, wide receiver is a position that you're gonna need to take multiple stabs. I'd also go and get like a true bigger body possession X type receiver to play alongside or in place of AD Mitchell in some spots. Not him, because he's under contract, but think like Cortland Sutton type. Think like AJ Brown type. I'm not talking about big names like that, but those types of receivers, right?
Well, that's a guy that I like, Denzel Boston. I think Boston is a. I saw you roll your eye a little bit there.
Yeah.
So
I've had
breakdown. This is why I throw the names out at you, Dom, because you're going to tell me what you think.
I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. All right. I think Denzel Boston has had a hell of a collegiate career, right? I think that if you told me that you wanted Denzel Boston in place of Mekhi Lemon, you know, I would say I think 15 would be too much of a reach, personally. I'm just concerned on how he's going to separate at the next level. It's just not his strong point, you know. And I'm not trying to say that all bigger receivers like that are hard, don't separate well. But you know, him being a little bit of an older prospect, you know, he's gonna be 24 by the time the season goes on. He struggles at times to separate at the college game. It's only going to get that much harder at the pro game. Now, he does the goal line stuff. He does the 50-50 balls really fucking well. You know, he runs his, you know, he doesn't run a full route tree, but the routes that he runs there in Washington, he runs, you know, quick feet, good release, just can't keep separation. Can't gain separation. So to me, lazy comparison. You know, I'm afraid that you're overspending to get another Keon Coleman here.
All right.
You know,
all right.
I would much rather, like I said, value-wise, if you want that body type, you know, go get like an Elijah Surratt from Indiana. Go get a Jacoby Lane from USC. They can be done in the second, third, fourth round.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
I don't know if that's what you need to do in round one. I would rather, like I said, I think Mekhi Lemon is such a good complement to the type of receiver that we don't have. And then you don't have to worry about having Isaiah Williams, taking up space in the slot. You can have a true slot receiver who's 5'11", 200 pounds, solid, can help you in many different facets.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, last year,
Uh-huh.
my favorite prospect in the entire draft was Deion Walker from Kentucky. I loved him, and I wanted to put him right in the middle of this defense next to Quinnen, open Quinnen up. With these 4 picks, I think there's a good chance we can address the defensive line. When I'm looking at guys in a range where I think we can pick, I don't think 15, but maybe if McDonald or Banks slide a little bit, Washington from Oregon in early round 2. Who do you think is the guy that is most likely to be there at the beginning of 2? And I know we don't know the scheme that we're running yet, so it might not be able to pair up with how they fit.
Yeah.
But who's a guy that you think that could be a steal for his talent in early two, and
So-
can be a good centerpiece to this defense next year?
Well, if you're talking like that big body, like I know that you like your defensive lineman big and nasty.
Yeah.
There's
Size queen. They call me a size queen in the
Yeah.
chat, so I am
and
guilty.
early in round 2, like that 33 pick might be probably a little too rich, maybe even 44, but just say like that middle of the second round type of guy. There's a ton of guys that way. Like I for one think Amari Washington out of Oregon is a stud. He's at 6'4", 340 pounds. I think he's going to go in the first round, so he probably doesn't fall into this. If anything, you get lucky and you get him at that 33 spot.
Yeah.
But there are guys like that. Lee Hunter out of Texas Tech, who just absolutely blew up, in recent weeks. Another big body, 2 gap in, 1 tech, your true traditional nose tackle. He's explosive. He's powerful. You're not going to move him off the run. He's the closest play stylistically to like Vita Vea in the league. Like he's that type of
Really.
Yeah, he's that kind of defensive tackle. Dominique Orange out of Iowa State. Another big body, but he can move. He's similar to Jamari Caldwell, who was the defensive tackle that we all loved out of Oregon last year. Bigger body, but can move and get at the quarterback.
Yeah.
That to me is Dominique Orange, and they call him the Big Citrus, which is maybe the single best nickname ever given to a college football player. So I think he can be had. That might even be a little early for him, second, third round.
Yeah.
There's tons of guys. Christian Miller out of Georgia, your dog. I think he can play. Caleb Banks from the best team in the SEC, the Florida Gators, right here.
The what?
The Florida Gators.
Yeah, no. What was the part
highlighted
before
the
that?
Yeah, the best team in the SEC. You heard it. I'm kidding.
They might not even
my
be
favorite
the best
team.
team in Florida.
My favorite team in the SEC has that. Caleb Banks didn't play all year. Just came on really the last game. Dealing with an injury. But last year he was maybe the most explosive defensive tackle that we've seen in a while. Now I think he's probably more 3-tech than he is. Your true traditional big fatty, but he does it at 6'3", 338. Just like Deion Walker out of Kentucky. I mean, he's 6'7". He's a different, he's a different guy to he's a different build. But I think that this is one of the positions where, if you want one of these guys, if you want one of these bigger guys that can really affect the game, you're gonna get lucky. It's a deeper position in this draft. It's not a deep draft. It's not a deep draft at all. It's not the greatest. If I'm being honest,
it's top heavy. Now, is that
it
just
is not.
me
It
being
is
biased?
no.
Because
No. It is not. It's. I hate to sound like.
let me throw this at you.
Go ahead.
We've valued and have studied offensive tackle so much. Am I just trained to not see elite tackle prospects and go, "Oh, this draft sucks. There's no tackles." Am I just Jet fan PTJD? And do I have
No. It's
disorder where I'm looking at it wrong?
It's not a strong. It's not a strong draft class. Definitely not at the top. I have 15 first round grades. Now, in fairness, there's some guys that I still haven't graded, but I don't think any of the guys that I graded are going to come close to first round grades. I have 15. I had 18 last year, and I had 21 the year before.
Where's the value in this draft?
The value in this draft, I'd probably say I always tend to think it. I think probably around 45 to 75, I think is where you're going to find the value.
And we don't have any picks in that range, right?
Yeah, but you know what? Watch, Nick. You think
Well,
that's
here's
not
the thing:
case.
the Colts pick moving up.
I don't think we're gonna.
We
In
can
my
move back.
hot take, I don't think we're gonna take 4 picks in the top 44. I
Agreed.
absolutely don't.
I don't see us having a 60 pick window with no draft picks.
Yeah.
Now this Colt pick, you slide back a couple spots, you pick up a 3.
Even better, Nick. Even better. What's the most valuable pick in the NFL draft?
The next one.
33 is always the most valuable, right? Because 33 is the first pick of the second round, right? First round's over. And then all the coaches kind of reconvene and say, "Oh my God, this guy's still on the board. I'll go get him." watch them move 33, whether they move back to in the second or maybe they move out of the second completely to a third and get another first next year for it.
Would it be the biggest Jet thing to ever do is trade our own 44 to move up to 33 with ourselves, Dom? Could we? We got no interception.
Imagine that.
Could we be the first team to ever trade with themselves? Somehow we'd lose that trade twice.
Unbelievable.
No
But yeah,
interception.
to your point, I think the value is right in that second, third round. The guys that you're going to be able to take at 60, 65, I think are going to probably be in that same kind of tier window as guys at 40 to 45 as well.
Jets Worldwide asked, Dom, is there a dominant? You consider Sadiq dominant?
I don't have a first round grade on Kenyon Sadiq, although
Really?
I don't. Although I think he is probably in a tier by himself.
It just means it's a really bad class.
Yeah, it's not the strongest class. There was a lot of hope in this class, right? And Sadiq wasn't one of the hopefuls. Sadiq kind of came out of the woodworks. He hadn't had a lot of catches coming into this year. Let me see if I have it. Yeah. In coming into this year, he had 307 yards and 2 touchdowns in his career, right? With a contested catch rate of about 50 and an ADOT just over 4. So only 4 yards per carry. I don't know if there's a dominant tight end. I don't necessarily think Sadiq is dominant, although I think he's head and shoulders the best. And it's not to say that I don't have a first round grade on him. Doesn't necessarily mean that I don't think he'll go in the first round. I think he's got a fair shot to go in the first round. Remember, there's 32 picks in the first round just because I have 15. And I know for a fact guys that I'm, in contact with from scout school that do this, for professional teams for a living. They have less than 15 first round picks. So, Sadiq's probably in that range. He leaves a lot of meat on the bone. Do you remember the kid? Man, what is his name? I can't think of his name right now.
Jason Morrow.
No, I wish it was. Sadiq's gonna do well in underwear. I'll tell you that much. He's gonna do well at the. Yeah, he's gonna run well. I think he's gonna come in lean, and he's gonna try to run well.
He doesn't look big. Is he 240s?
Yeah, he's in like right in the middle, 244, 245.
Okay.
I think he's going to come in leaner. I think he's going to try to run very well because I think that's his best.
And be like that Bowers mismatch type of guy.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And he's actually a pretty
cat league, right?
Yeah, and he's actually a pretty good blocker too, which is the crazy part. It's just like he had in 2 years now with 2 of the more prolific passing offenses in college football history the past couple of years at Oregon. He's netted he's been like I think a target like a 7 to 10% target share. Like he's not even targeted. He's not the focal point of an offense. He hasn't been the focal point of offense. I don't see why he would automatically turn into the focal point of the offense, Okay. Whereas if you go back and you look at who's the kid who came out of Colorado State a couple years ago, Jets fans loved him. He's now with the Arizona Cardinals, the tight end there.
Trey McBride?
Yeah. You look at Trey McBride. You look at last year, the kid from Penn State, right? You look at Loveland 2 years ago. Yeah.
Look at me throwing out draft names at you. Keep it coming, Dom.
No, not Theo Johnson, who came out last year. Oh, my God. I'm drawing blanks. Who was the tight end? He's with the Colts now.
Oh, Tyler Warren.
You look at Loveland.
Fire.
You look at Loveland, not his last year in college where he was hurt, but the year before. They were like, you look at your boy down in Georgia, Bowers. Yeah. They were like 40 to 44% target shares, right? They were focal points of the offense, and it translates in the NFL. Why do we think that Kenyon Sadiq, who's never really been the focal point of an offense, is all of a sudden going to do it? I just don't. That's my theory. He's talented, and maybe he just hasn't really lived up to that talent. So, but to that point, I want to talk about the tight ends, if that's okay.
Sure.
I want to talk about our tight end room.
Real quick update in the NFL for those of you not watching. Baltimore just marched down the field. It's got a touchdown. They are up 4 with 7.5 left, and Rodgers and Pitt are already driving and down within field goal range. They're at
Yeah.
the Pitt 47.
Where are we at? Sorry, I drew a blank.
You want to talk about the tight
Yeah,
end?
I want to talk about our tight end room. So, the season ended and Mason Taylor led the team in targets. And what did he have? 40 some odd receptions. One touchdown. That's fine. I know that we re-signed Jeremy Ruckert. I don't know if he'll ever really be that guy that we thought we were getting in the third round a couple years back. I think he's more serviceable as your H-back lead blocker kind of stuff. He's kind of a tight end 2/3. We Stone Smart, you barely saw him this year. Isaiah Likely, you barely saw him this year. They didn't run a lot more. They ran 12 personnel with Mason Taylor and Ruckert. I don't think it would be a bad idea to really get a big slot, a guy that can really shoot and take, get some yards after the catch, up the seam, something of the Jason Amaro type, if you will. Doesn't have to be super, super early either, but I think that would be a really, really good idea, whether that's in the draft or whether it's in free agency. Because Mason Taylor looks like he's going to be a reliable outlet, more so a guy that's going to run, and stay close to the line of scrimmage. Think you're Cole Kmet in Chicago. Now you need to go get Colston Loveland. Because that's just the way that the NFL is going, man.
Right.
That's just the way that the NFL is going.
Well, this is a topic I wanted to get to with you
Okay.
because I love the middle of my defense.
Yeah.
Right. When I coached Pop Warner and we went to the Pop Warner Super Bowl in 2019 down at Disney, I had my two middle linebackers were my best two players. They can get to either side. Right. My middle linebackers, my outside linebackers, those were my best four athletes on the field. I split them two on each side and we can flow to the ball no matter where it went. You couldn't outrun us. Sherwood looks overmatched as the Mike. Sherwood looks like he might be better as off ball where he's told what to do instead where he's trying to process, figure it out. It looks like a lot of his processing comes in late and everyone's not ready when the ball gets snapped. I don't know if it's a sector urgency. I don't know if he's confusion on his part. I don't know if it's not understanding the scheme. Quincy's gone. Sherwood, I would move to off ball and I would look to bring in my Mike and I would look to bring in the centerpiece of my defense. Now, I love Sonny Styles.
Yeah.
My dream draft is Mendoza, Styles, 1-2. I would be thrilled to get the captain of the offense, the captain of the defense, lock them in, and now build around those guys so they can do their jobs the best, right? Rank the three linebackers and then tell me where you think they might go, and do you think that the Jets might address that position?
Well, I'll give you some of the linebackers that I like. I think the Jets need to address the position. Okay. I absolutely think they need to address the position. Whether or not you think Sherwood can play, you think you need to move him to the will and bring in another middle linebacker. That's fine. I can get with that. I just think that year one wearing the green dot was a little in a new system was a little bit overwhelming. Again, I don't think, and I'll talk about Sherwood real quick. I think he does his best work kind of outside of the phone booth, right? Like when he's all muddied up and there's linemen in there, like the stuff that CJ Mosley was so good at for so long, like just getting in the middle, stacking and shedding guys, getting away and getting his nose into the tackles. Where are Sherwood's tackles all made? What's he doing?
Sideline, perimeter, 7-8 yards upfield, pushing guys out of bounds.
He's scraping and running. That's what he does best, right?
Yeah.
He does best not taking on blockers. He does best kind of getting blockers, having the bigger guys take them on so that he can run sideline to sideline.
Okay.
All right. Now,
which
I
is
think
more suited for off ball, right?
that would probably be more suited for Will. Correct.
So you want him lined up with the running back. Running back flares out. You want him going out getting him. You want
Yeah,
him
I
covering the
think
quick little
I think
5-yard hook for the tight end.
I think that scraping, sideline to sideline speed, somebody that can flip his hips and run a little bit like Sherwood can, a guy who can definitely handle breaking down in space in the perimeter. Like Sherwood's still light. I mean, even though he
Yeah.
packed on weight, he's still light. So I'm with you. I'm fine if you want to move him to the will and bring in a Mike. And I mean, listen, I don't think there's going to be a lot of arguments, even though he had for his sake, he had an awful game last game. I mean, I think Sonny Styles is head and shoulders the best Mike in this class. He's my 3rd overall rated prospect. I think extremely high of him. I think I think he can come in right now, and first off, teams are going to fall in love with him. If you watch his film, you see what he does.
Yeah.
You see how athletic he is at 6'4" and 240 pounds. And some of these guys who, some of the traitsy, GMs and staffs are going to get, hard-ons just looking at a guy that big moving as well as he does, but he fits the run very well in the middle. Like I said, he reminds me of prime, and this is as good of a compliment as he can get, for me. He reminds me of prime Marvin Shade Tree Jones.
Yeah.
You remember Marvin Jones?
Yeah, he's my favorite defensive player of all time. Him and Victor Green are my favorite.
The way that he moves, and Marvin Jones looks like, and no matter what, he was shot out of a cannon, right? Yeah. The way that Sonny Styles moves reminds me of Marvin Jones.
That's high praise.
Yeah, and the tackling is, I mean, Sonny Styles had one missed tackle all year, and it happened last game. He came into the semifinals or the quarterfinals of the CFB playoff with no missed tackles. He's going to broad jump over 11 feet. You know what I mean? He's going to run in the 4.4s. Sonny Styles is great. I don't think he's going to last till 15, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Really?
I think this is talks about like that weirdness of at the top of this draft.
Okay.
But this is the year you're going to see off-ball linebacker, running back, and safety all taken in the top 10, which is nuts.
Off-ball linebacker, Reese.
No, off-ball linebacker meaning Mike, Will, Sam, doesn't matter. Like a linebacker that's a true linebacker, not a rush. I'm considering Arvell Reese like kind of more so an edge than I am a linebacker. Okay. So you're going to see a linebacker, you're going to see a safety, and you can see a running back all taken in the top 10. It's a weird draft.
Okay. All right.
So I like him. I also love the kid out of Georgia, CJ Allen. He's my next rated guy. He's a little bit smaller in stature. He's only about 6'1", 230, but again, a gazelle on the field. And those Georgia guys, they know how to play football, right?
Yeah.
And he moves all over the place. And
the
like
coach
I said,
might not know how to fucking coach with going for it on your own 28, but that's a different topic that changed the whole goddamn game and a reason that they didn't win. But I digress.
Yeah.
I had to get that out of me.
That's okay. I forget. It's all good. Let it burn, man. Resentments, you know what they are? It's like pissing into a fan, dude. Nothing. No one else feels it but you. So get that shit out, dude. Georgia, fuck you, Georgia.
No, don't just fuck Kirby Smart. We're too good to lose on bad coaching decisions. We're too talented to not win that game.
Yeah, CJ Allen is a guy who flies all over the field. He plays just like, I think that Aaron Glenn is going to like his play style because I think
he's going to love it.
Yeah, he plays viciously.
Run,
yeah,
and he is not afraid to take on blockers. He will set the identity of the defense if that's the guy that we end up with.
He plays violent. I think that's the best way to put it, and I think that's going to like. Now he's a little bit undersized, right? I went back and I looked, and shameless plug. I got a really long, really good article coming out on Jets X Factor, which breaks down guys in this draft class who I think fit the Aaron Glenn mold. You know,
Ooh, nice.
I think, and even though I didn't write up him, I think he's one of the guys that would fit in that mold. Like I think that the violence that he plays with, the tenacity, never giving up, the pure speed, all that stuff is just it's just hard it's hard not to like. Now, Anthony Hill's another guy who I think is more of an Aaron Glenn fit, just because he's a little bit bigger. Just because
my favorite play of the year, non-Georgia related, non-Mendoza related, was when Texas and Georgia played, and Georgia was blowing them out. And Hill dropped, got to his depth, turned around, and like 12, 15 yards downfield, got an interception.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him like, I have not seen a Jet linebacker do that since like maybe year one, Mosley against the Bills, where he picked that off and almost brought it in, or did bring it in, and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
But to me, that was just a tremendous play. And maybe we've had such piss poor linebacker play throughout the years recently that I was shocked to see someone do that. But he was middle linebacker, looked at the slot, got his depth, saw the route, turned, picked it, and I was just like, that looked so easy for him.
Yeah.
Why do we make it look so difficult?
He's bigger than CJ Allen. He's about 6'3.5", 240.
Yeah.
But he is a loose. He's as athletic as they come. And why I like him, and why I think if Glenn will have his say, or he'll be a preference to Glenn's, is that reason alone. Is that he can cover. He can cover tight ends. He can cover running backs. He can make plays on the field. He can blitz. He's a guy that you can send from all over the place. He can blitz. And then there's some other guys that are later on. Like all those guys from Styles obviously is going to go early. I think CJ Allen and Anthony Hill both have a chance to go in round one. If not, they're early in round two. They're all top 50 picks. Then there's some guys later on in the draft that I really like Lander Barton out of Utah, another big guy, super physical, built like a brick shit house, dude. I got to send you a picture of him. He's got a neck the size of the city of Edison, dude.
Does he have?
It is enormous.
And Marvin Jones has a big neck.
No,
Marvin Jones was a big boy. I had Marvin Jones pissing his pants laughing the day Don LaGreca interviewed him and Mo Lewis, and I was screaming at Mo Lewis about, why did you hit Drew Bledsoe? He was going out of bounds, and Marvin Jones is like falling over, laughing his ass off.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see if I can pull this up for you.
Pittsburgh's up 2017.
Yeah.
Baltimore's ball at the 27, 3 minutes, 43 seconds left, which means that Lamar Jackson has to throw and get downfield, which means Pittsburgh's going to win this game. Maybe I'm saying that to use my jinx.
Maybe.
Lamar, you have no chance to score a touchdown here, Lamar.
Oh, I can't find it. I'm trying to find a picture. Anyhow, he's a big guy out of Utah. He's a little bit older of a prospect. But again, like what he puts on film. I like the tenacity that he plays with. I like his versatility. I think he can play if he needs to. He can play the mic. I think he can fit the run very well. Not nearly the athlete that Allen or Hill are, which is why he's probably more of a day three prospect. But that's okay. You can find linebackers on day three as well. So linebacker might be one of those positions where, after Sherwood, you might need a complete overhaul in the room. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, you gave me your dream at the top. What's a good, and I don't have to say this with you, but I'll say it so the chat knows. Realistically, with where you guys have slotted, we stay at 33, 44. I love double numbers, by the way. Okay. 33 is my high school basketball number. Great sign. This is a valuable pick here. Best case scenario with where you have guys slotted and where you think they should go, based off, we get the 1-2 that you picked already. 3-4. How does this go? How does Tom C fist pumping and saying on the next day on my show, we fucking nailed it. We nailed it. This is the guys that we should have got. These are the guys that are under the
What's
radar.
my dream? Yeah, let me give you my dream. No, okay. You know what? That might be unrealistic. I can't even say that. Like, I would love to figure out a way to somehow there's a guy in this draft that I really like. I think he's a perfect fit for the Jets. I just don't know where or how much to value his role for the Jets.
Okay.
I would absolutely take him at 15 or 16, but then you're passing up on Mekhi Lemon, and I think Mekhi Lemon is probably more valuable. The
Okay.
guy's Kedrick Falk. He's an edge
Love
rusher out of Auburn.
Love him. You think
6'6".
round 2?
No, I think round 1. I wish there was a way he could end up in round 2. Like, maybe he comes out that he sniffs his cousin's panties or something like that, and everyone, wants to run from him. But he's 20 years old. He'll be 20 years old at the time of the draft. He's 6'6". He's 284 pounds. He's a guy that you can plop on the outside early downs and just reduce down as you get later, as you get from first down to second down to third down, and let him rush from the inside. But he brings to the table, length. He brings an ability to set an edge that makes Jermaine Johnson look like a pansy. He's not passive at all in his run defense. And he's going to fall into sacks. He's not a bendy, not a twitchy. He's not going to, get around the edge of an offensive tackle at the next level, But what he is going to do is he's going to pick, and be the pick on those stunts and twists in the middle and take out 2 offensive linemen so your defensive tackle can get around him and get to the quarterback. He's going to drive offensive linemen from the inside back, with his 36-inch arms, and extend them back and cause chaos in the backfield. He's just a disruptor. He's so physical. He's so good. I would love to get my hands on Keldrick Falk. I don't know if I would do it at the expense of Mekhi Lemon at 16 or 15. But if there was a way, if there's a how to use 33.
Lemon's gone, that's your guy?
If Lemon's gone, that's my guy.
I think Lemon has Kansas City Chief written all over him.
Right? Did they just score? Did Pittsburgh?
They did.
Baltimore just scored?
Baltimore. Lamar Jackson slightly underthrew a wide open Zay Flowers, who had to stop, spin, and then reaccelerate. Because
there's 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. There's too much time for A-Rod.
Rodgers needs a touchdown. No timeouts. Of course, I had to use my jinx to say there's no way Lamar does it, so Lamar would do it. So thank you, Lamar. Now,
then there's definitely Aaron Rodgers is definitely leading them down the field to drive.
Here's the most beautiful part of what could happen. Rodgers has said he's done. The guy has thrown the least amount of interceptions. The touchdown interception rate is phenomenal. For him to end his career on an interception in a must-win game would be icing on the cake. Because I had to hear from so many Jets fans about how miserable they're going to be when Rodgers goes to Pittsburgh and leads them to the playoffs. I know there's a lot of time left, but I'm going to talk my shit while I can talk my shit, because Rodgers is very well capable of going down and winning this game.
And he's down there already.
Really?
He's in Baltimore territory.
One pass.
Well, they started
no Hamilton, right?
They started at the 40 because they kicked it in the end zone, or the 35, so that they just got 15 on that.
Wild. Absolutely wild. All right, I got it popped up here on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
2-minute warning. Okay. All right. So Falk is a guy that I highly value. I think he is.
I don't know what Rusty's talking about here. He's saying Lemon's not a first-round material. I don't know. I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. Rusty
puts a lot of work in, and Rusty is very adamant with his takes. You know Rusty for years. With his takes. When he believes in someone, he will pound the table for them, and when he's against someone, he will flip that table, douse it in gasoline, and burn it to make sure that you can't read the name on the table. But love Rusty. He's very knowledgeable. He's
good dude.
He's a great dude to have in the chat. Folks, hit the like button. We're trying to get to 100. We got to 100 last night. We got over 100, I think 120 last Sunday. Trying to get to 100 likes on the live streams here in prime time. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Banana Nana joined the chat earlier. He said it that he joined, new subscriber to the channel. We've gained over 10 during this stream. Thank you to everyone. Rodgers throwing, and that's going to be tackled inbounds, clock running. Okay, good.
Oh, you're ahead of me now, you bastard.
Sorry.
That's all good. It's all
Found a
good.
lot of other things to be called bastard. That's what I get. That's when you pull that card. So, raffle going on. Leanie's our only entry tonight. She gifted 5 memberships. She got 10 entries. Oh, there we go. Gainwell gaining yards. Missed tackle by Baltimore, man. Jesus Christ.
Can I answer a question in the chat, Nick?
Shoot.
AA62174. And Rusty, I love you, bud. I wasn't.
That's Alan. That's Alan.
Okay. Well, whoever it is, Alan.
Alan in the hole, Alan. Jake in the
hole.
Alan.
Okay. Yeah, I'll answer the question. But Rusty, you're my dude. You know, we agree and we disagree on things. I didn't mean I wasn't coming at you on that when I said I wholeheartedly disagree with you. You know, you watch, you know, your eyes and my eyes differ on some things, and that's cool. But if I were more, would I collect a huge check from Nike or come out to this shit show with a lame duck coach?
Nice job with the duck references, though, Alan. That was nice, poetic.
Lame duck coach. So
lame duck.
Let me answer that, okay? Because I understand what you're trying. I understand the point you're trying to make or the agenda you're trying to push. I'll say this, and I'll say it on camera to you, Nick, so everyone here in the chat can hear me. If I had to bet money, which I like my money. If I had to bet money, I would bet right now that Moore stays in school. And it has nothing to do about the Jets. Yes.
I think it has to do with being 20 years old, not ready.
It has to do about being 20 years old. It has to do about him being on a team that wants to win a natty, and he's going to get $7 to $10 million in NIL money. You know, some people, like it or not, like I get it. There's an opportunity to get $45 million, $50 million.
No fucking way. Wide open touchdown.
Oh,
Pittsburgh
really?
with a touchdown, 55 seconds left. It must have been a double move. The guy was wide open. Calvin Austin.
You're above me again.
55 seconds, though. 3 timeouts for Baltimore. They would need a field goal to tie.
Well, that sucks right there.
Wide open. I didn't see it. Had to be a double move.
Yeah, the guy, I don't know who was running. The cornerback was just running straight up.
Yeah.
I have a feeling
I tweeted this game
happened?
is drunk.
Yeah. Who's number 3? Is that the Wiggins? Yeah, he got burnt.
He missed it. He missed the extra point. It did a fucking Tim Wakefield knuckleball.
Come on.
It was going dead center and shot to the right. Come on, Lamar. Lamar, you have no fucking chance of driving this team down. Awuzie is the guy in coverage.
No, it wasn't Awuzie, was it?
It is. They're showing it right now.
Number 3?
Yeah, he slipped on that shitty turf. It wasn't. He slipped. He went to plant and come up on the hook, and when he planted, his feet slid out, and a fucking divot like I would do on a golf course flies out. Dom, watch it.
I'm watching it now. I'm getting the replay now. You're like
the
5 seconds ahead of me.
He
slipped.
Turf.
It was a double move, and he definitely bit on it, but he did slip.
And he had plenty of space to recover.
Yeah, and he runs lateral. It's weird.
I figured it when I first saw how open it was.
What in the hell happened there?
I thought he went like 8 yards out and up, and maybe he bit thinking they were going to try to get to the sideline, but that's just shit turf. Lamar, there is no chance you do this. There's 0 chance Lamar does this.
Unbelievable. Hey, they gave us a good game, man. They flexed the game out.
These two always play a good game. For the most part. When it's a primetime game, you know you're going to see a hell of a matchup between these two.
Yep.
All right. The kick is going to be short. It's going to be returnable from the 5. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Out at the 48-yard line, Dom.
Jesus
47
Christ.
seconds left. No flags. 3 timeouts for Baltimore. You can still use Derrick Henry. You can use the whole field. Let's go. I will say this. I am having vibes of 2004 and Doug Bryant. Do not rely on a kicker on that turf this time of year.
Ice cold.
That just reminded me
Yeah.
of Antonio Cromartie returning it in Indy. All right, I'll give play-by-play for this for those not watching. We got motion, Lamar in shotgun. Gets the snap, looking to the sideline. Ball out, 45-yard line to Walker. They're in Steelers territory already. Oh, Matthias, I'm sorry. Pause me for 10 seconds and then come back. Sync my feed up with the game, and you'll listen to me.
You're with Matthias. You're with me, man.
I'm usually behind everybody. Clancy's usually laughing at me.
What streaming service do
I'm
you
on
have?
Peacock on the computer here.
Oh. Yeah, YouTube TV is always like.
Oh, we got a flag. There's probably a pick play on Baltimore. There was a flag thrown from the middle, the umpire.
On that first play?
Second play.
Oh, I didn't see. I haven't even seen the second play. They haven't even lined up yet.
Illegal formation offense. It's coming back. Yeah, Philly. It's a shame Justin Tucker liked to untuck his goods. Yeah, they called the offensive tackle too deep at the line with the illegal formation. The front of the helmet has to be at the center's butt in order to be online.
Oh, he's close. Give me a break.
You're at 50-yard line right now. No Derrick Henry in the game. Lamar on the move. Throws it away. 31 seconds left. All 3 timeouts for Baltimore. 3rd and 7 coming up. Man, how fun would it be, Dom, to like be at a Jet game right now and like have it mean something?
Yeah. What is he doing? Hopkins just stopped on that route.
Lamar's wanted Hopkins to shoot upfield because he was wide open and he stood still.
Yeah.
As soon as you'll see Lamar in the replay pointing like, "Go, dude, you were open." This is where they usually drag. They send everyone deep and they'll drag Flowers over the middle. There's Flowers cutting. Oh, Lamar is about to go down. Throws it away. It'll be 4th and 7 for Baltimore.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm just seeing the play now. So here it comes. Blitz up the middle. A lot of pressure. Lamar gets rid of it.
This is why, and I'm going to say this in hopes that my jinx pops in, Dom. This is why I laugh at with people who want to go and get Lamar. Because when he has to throw, I'm not impressed. Flowers was wide open. There was a coverage breakdown. That's how they got that first touchdown. Baltimore takes a timeout. Obviously, season on the line here. How do you not, when you get to the 45-yard line, how do you not spread them out with Derrick Henry? You have all 3 timeouts. You can run the ball. I would have ran it with Henry. How do you lose again with your best player on the bench? You had 3 timeouts. You had a minute. You got out of bounds on the first pass. Smash them up the middle with Henry. He can break an arm tackle and take it.
Yeah, who knows?
I agree, JD. I agree. Again, Derrick Henry sitting there holding his fucking helmet, not a part of the biggest moment of their season. To put the ball in Lamar's hands. I am overly shit-talking him right now because I would like for this to Flowers in motion. He sets 3 receivers up top. Steelers send 4. Lamar down the middle. Wow! Holy shit! Likely just jumped like Sean Kemp. I thought that ball was overthrown, and likely skies for it, Dom.
Oh my God.
Skied for it. And he's walking off with Walker, little Kenny Skywalker. Wow.
And
I thought that
are they
ball
in
was
field goal
overthrown
range?
and
Are they in
picked.
field goal range?
They are. They're down at like the 23, I believe.
Oh, so
They're at the
winner
20.
goes to the playoffs and loser goes home?
Yes.
Oh, Baltimore.
Yes.
You have to win this game here. You've got to do it. Oh, he's wide open. He's wide open. They had Ramsey playing safety there. See that?
They got one timeout left.
Oh, Ramsey.
Now you bring in Henry, right? You give it to Henry, who's fumbled. He's fumbled a bunch this year, Dom.
It doesn't matter. Just put it in the middle of the field. Put it in the middle of the field.
Takes the knee at the 27. It will be a 44-yard field goal. Now, Dom, as Jets fans, we've watched 40-yard field goals get missed in this stadium, in this direction. In 2004, Doug Bryan missed twice late in the game going this way. On this turf, this time of year, this is not a gimme. This is not a gimme. 2 seconds left. They're lining up. Nobody can stop the clock. Is Rodgers' career over? He's shaking his head disgruntled on the sideline. Wait for it, Dom.
Oh, I love it.
I'm not even looking at the chat because I know there's people who are ahead of me.
I can't even listen. I can almost not even listen to you.
You want me to shut up for it? Tell me to shut up so you can watch it.
I turn the chat off. Shut up. Don't say anything. Tyler, the rookie lining up for his kick. And here's the snap. The hold is down. The kick is up. He fucking missed it.
Jets pick 16th.
You motherfucker.
Jets pick 16th. I would have called them a cunt, but motherfucker is also acceptable.
You motherfucker.
Fuck Mike Tomlin. Most overrated fucking coach I've ever seen in my life. Fuck Aaron.
Oh, well, that's a buzzkill right there.
So, does that mean Houston goes into Pittsburgh next Monday night?
Yep.
Fucking Houston is going to fucking ragdoll them. I don't know what the spread is, but I will take Houston laying it, whatever it is, right now. Peter Pins, if you're watching, prepare for that bet coming in. Houston will destroy this offense.
Oh, man, that's a shame. On a fucking missed kick.
Lamar Jackson, the Black Ryan Tannehill.
Wow. Harsh words there, Nick.
Derrick Henry, man, can't get a fucking quarterback.
Let me turn on the chat again. Oh, man. On that note, dude, I'm out of here. I got to take off. Let's continue this conversation, though.
Definitely,
Another night.
Man. I pinned the link for Dom. If you haven't already, guys, go over there. Please subscribe to him. I'm going to see how many of you did it without me asking. I did it, and you guys are good. I think a couple of you did. Hit that link in the chat. It's pinned. Go over. Show Dom some love. Dom, we know you're going away. You're going to the Senior Bowl with Dylan, with Jake. Looking forward to everything that you're going to have coming out of there. And you got two things to do when you land.
Okay.
Say hello to your family. Plan coming on with me.
Sounds good. I'll
All right, buddy?
I'll keep it to that too. Thank you guys in the chat.
Always, man.
Nikki, I'll talk to you soon. I love you,
You
buddy.
got an open invite, bro. You know that. Anything you ever want to discuss, you say, "Hey, when are you on next?" And you're on.
You got it. How did he miss this kick?
Doug Bryan, man. Doug.
He pushed it
fucking
the whole way.
Bryan.
He was fucking nervous. He pushed it the whole way.
Yep. He
Unbelievable.
wouldn't have been nervous if he did the Justin Tucker, went and got a massage before the game. He would have been relaxed.
He missed it. He
Mother.
said he missed it. Oh no. All right, guys. See you later.
Buddy.
Love
Appreciate
you,
you,
buddy.
Dom.
Bye.
Thank you. All right, folks. Jet season's over. Shout out again to everybody for hitting the like button. We are at, where are we, folks? Before we were up to almost 90 of you in here. We are only at 60 likes, guys. We got 74 of you in here right now. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Be a part of the movement that is the Nick Shine Show. We're growing daily. Multiple subs coming in with every new show. All Jets talk, all the time. We're going to address everything that's coming up this offseason. First things first, defensive coordinator. Then we're going to see if there's other coaching moves made. Do we bring in some veteran assistants on the offensive side of the ball? Do we tag Breece Hall? Do we sign any of our own players? Do they give AVT an extension? There's a lot going on before we even get to free agency. Be here, be a part of it. Sunday nights, the next 3 Sundays, I have guests booked for you fantastic people. Next Sunday night, we got our guy DT, Dylan Terraman will be here, 8 p.m. Eastern. The following Sunday, Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7 will be with me. The Sunday after that, Connor Long. We'll be doing some Saturday shows throughout the month as well with the big turnout that we had last night. Going to talk to my guy Gunny. Going to talk to Buffalo Jet fan. Going to see if we can make some things work. Get them on here. Matt O'Leary, Jake. We're going to get some big names in here. Give you guys the Jets talk that you want, that you crave, that you love. And thank you all for being a part of this. Now, we're an hour and a half in. Folks, it's your time to shine. Pun intended. The season is over. The pain is done. The offseason is upon us. Give me your takes. We know Allen is going to call in with his 2034 scenarios and a kid from 5th grade who throws the ball 32 yards in the air, downhill with the wind to his back. He's watching him already. He knows of him. Wild fucking Rodgers. Oh, I missed the super chat. Philly Noodles, first guy down there to congratulate him, Linderbaum. Congratulate who? Rodgers? Well, let's ask him. Who did you mean here?
What up, bro?
What up? Who did Linderbaum congratulate? Rodgers?
Oh, likely after the catch.
Oh, okay.
So you get
I
them two
covered
best
the
of
chat.
town.
I covered the chat with another browser. That way I didn't see the comments coming in. I wanted to watch the game and experience it.
I thought you were gonna close the show out. I didn't know you were gonna do a lot chat. I mean, a StreamYard.
Let's do it, man. I worked a ton yesterday. I was basketball for 10 hours. Did a show last night. Went to basketball for a few hours today. Went to coach my nephew's team. We won again. Good, hard-fought game for 3rd grade travel basketball. We won by 4.
Sick.
They invited me back to their house. Me and my nephew are wrestling. I'm on the ground. All of a sudden, I'm like, bro, give me a pillow. Gets me a pillow. Out for like an hour. Out. Just fell asleep. Even my sister's like, she's like, you usually fall asleep in the recliner. My head was like wedged against the front of the recliner watching the game, and I woke up. My arm was sore. My neck was sore. I'm like, give me a pillow.
Bro, I can sleep anywhere.
Oh,
I got sleep apnea. I'll pass out like on my ottoman right here, dude, if I have to.
Remember how Larry Bird used to lay on the sideline? That was me just laying on their floor. I had my feet up. I slept like the chair. I had my legs up, feet down, back on the ground, man. I was in heaven.
Oh yeah, bro.
Nothing
Yeah,
like
this
an
was
unexpected nap, But thank you for the super chats, man.
Of course, dude. Yeah, no, I'm trying to let's get that momentum going, that good energy, get that Linderbaum likely connection. Maybe you sign both of them. You know what I mean? We can get them both in the building. Like Dom C was saying.
You talking dirty to me, Philly?
Yeah, I know.
like it. You talking dirty?
I'm a nasty guy. You know what I'm saying? Definitely back in the day, I was a dirty little scoundrel. Bro, give me some likely, give me some Linderbaum. I mean, we love stealing Ravens players. That's like a fucking generational thing.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna take two,
the front office before with JD.
yeah, I'm set, dude. Come on, JD, Rex, Bart, Leonard too. Am I wrong?
Tim Leonard was from there. Yeah.
Mosley. I mean, I think there's some more that'll come down the pipeline if you thought about it.
Vinny Testaverde back in the day.
Oh, look at that. That worked out pretty
Ed
well.
Reed.
You know, Ed Reed at the end of his career doesn't matter. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a dirty talk, but if you give him the blank check and then you bring in likely because I forgot who covered it the other day. I was hearing it. I think it was Buffalo Jets. I thought about it myself. He was like Kyle Pitts as an option, as a really good big secondary receiver. He barely ran tight end in line. So, like he was saying, if you're running a Ben Johnson type offense, you're gonna need two positional tight ends that can move like that. You know what I mean? No matter what the case is, they run probably 3 or 4 tight ends in all those offenses. They have them. You have the depth. Stone Smart was all right, but I mean, Ruckert signed. It is what it is. He's an inline blocker. He's basically a utility guy.
I could see him evolving more into that back role, and you add more weapons on the offensive side. You know, I could see Ruckert being back where, hey, we're going to use you some in the backfield, and we're going to motion you out. Like, there's no reason to have Ruckert and Beck. I feel like it's a waste to have the same guy like
twice over.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. I think that's something that they're going to.
How about
Rodgers in his post game comments? Hold on. Rodgers in his post game comment says it's been a grinding year, and the 2 years before that were tough as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll give him that. That's true.
Shout out to Dick Chimney's Burner. You were in the raffle for 2. All raffle entries tonight are doubled, folks. Super chats, $5 and up. Gifted memberships. Dick Chimney's Burner. I don't know who you are. If I know who you are, message me so I can put you on the wheel properly. But for now, I'm going to put Dick Burn on there because you know who you are. Dick Burn for short. Thank you. And your membership went to Chris Bradigan, as our buddy
Mars
Chaos used to say.
Oh, yeah. Bro, listen, we have another week of this Rodgers bullshit we're going to hear from people. Like you said it, like, I just want to cap it, bro. Like, they're not winning a Super Bowl. I understand the defense is impeccable. It's a great defense. But the Texans defense matches up to their defense, and that's just the first round. No, the Broncos defense is better than all their defenses.
Houston is a much better defense.
Yeah.
This is not the Steelers' defenses of the past.
No.
This is a much better defense. And
the front is real. The back end is terrible. The secondary is trash. Sorry to cut you off.
Where are we? Texans open up -2.5. Over under 39.5.
You're smashing all overs, huh?
Patriots open up -3.5, hosting the Chargers. Philly -3.5, hosting the Niners. Buffalo -1.5 at Jacksonville.
I don't feel safe for Josh Allen, bro.
Bears at home getting 1.5 from the Packers, and the Rams -10.5 at Carolina. So those are your opening lines for next week. Good luck to everybody.
Man, listen, like you stated, Texans are better. So the fucked up part is the Broncos are that much better of a defense probably than maybe both of them. And they're like, we're not even talking about the Broncos. It's like a scary outcome that they're like the road, the path to the ring there. I mean, it is what it is. But the Rodgers shit, we're just going to keep hearing it. There's certain characters in here and all the chats and everybody's pages and YouTube channels. Oh, Rodgers. It's like, go get the jersey then. Go get a Steelers jersey, bro. When he left our team is when we can be okay with talking whatever we want about going past that situation. It's like the love for a guy who really didn't do enough for us in the end. You know, it is what it is.
It's
You
like
know,
your girl leaves you, and then she goes and blows a dude behind a 7-Eleven. You're like, man, she's doing great things now, man. I'm so happy for her, man. She's the best. No,
yeah,
fuck that.
yeah. Dude, they just showed a priest putting holy water on near the post, bro, or the field goal post.
Dude, I told you.
What are we
You were
talking?
listening. That drive gave me Doug Bryan vibes.
I heard.
And they took the knee in the middle of the field. If they would have stayed on that hash, it
He
would have
hit
been good.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Do we not ask the kicker, where do you
They
like
do.
this?
They do. He just fucked up and pushed it.
Yeah, that's what
And
you guys
I don't know
both
how
said.
windy it was. I didn't have the volume on,
Mhm.
but the other kicker pushed it too. But it
Yeah.
broke the other way. His broke to the right, and then his broke what would have been this way. So
It would happen like that. Like a kicker it just felt like towards the end of this game, the Steelers were going to win. And it was shocking that he had 2 broken plays to hit Flowers twice. Really is what it felt like. It really did. You know what I mean? You're watching the game. You're like, all right. I heard you making your comments about Lamar. That's why his fucking coach's job is in question. You just won an MVP. How is your coach's job in question? If they're talking about you, like, let's leave the coach alone at this point. Even though, like, you can get mad at situations, but if you're a fan or just watching the games, run the ball, obviously, and call timeouts. What the fuck are we doing? But in the end, this is why the coach's job is in question, because Lamar, you can't count in and out. That's why they tried to say something about Sean McDermott, which I believe is nuts. But job is in question. But for them, it's more they don't have the receiver. But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. It is what it is. And I'm glad you brought up the linebacker situation with Dom. Dom's great, man.
I'm going to address defense. The only thing
Dude.
I'm not going to talk about is the cornerback situation. I
Mhm.
think if we add a cornerback, it's going to be a speedy nickel guy that we got a little more lateral speed in the middle of the field, which is something I think we need with someone physical like Brownlee. But those aren't top tier picks. Those are as we get closer to the draft and we're looking at all our 5s and 6s. We found a Michael Carter down there previously. You can find a nickel back, a speedy nickel guy who can accelerate quickly and cover the drag routes and the crossing routes in the middle rounds. You're not going to take a guy like that at the top. You're going to take your perimeter guy. So we can wait on corner. I think unless something really big goes down, Stevens, Thomas, Brownlee are going to be your top 3.
Yeah.
And I said earlier, I'll say it again for those of you joining now. If you build an elite front 7, you can help your guys on the back end with turnovers. But when there's no fear of the pass rush and the pressure getting home and the pocket collapsing, you don't have to throw the ball early. And it's tough to cover in the NFL for a long time. So we're at a disadvantage on the front end because we don't get home, and on the back end because they don't get home. And we're not playing true man-to-man where we're constantly with the guy. And you can run routes where you drag a guy in the front, linebacker comes up, you run a second tier, bloop, drop it over the top like Drake May did time and time again against us.
And it kind of it makes puts everything into question. It's like they weren't. No matter if we so people would say, all right, you got rid of the guys that could do that, right? You got rid of Quinn and you traded him. We just didn't have enough pressure up front. We should have grabbed people. We signed Noddy. We traded for Phillips as recovery. We traded for Briggs. Really, the fact that your edges aren't getting pressure, and then your D tackles have to overperform or try to overperform through the middle, and then you got rid of your best guy, but it really didn't do anything when you got rid of Quinn Williams. Kind of lays credence to how effed up either the coaching locker room is, how they're getting to these guys, telling them how to relate to pressure, how to get to the quarterback. It's just confusing. It's like, even if you're a one-trick pony, you should have had a few more sacks if you're, either of the edges. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make it's obviously it's lacking talent. Whether or not, you know what I mean, you could say they didn't, analyze the room properly. Well, then you would say the pass regime overanalyzed, thinking that Will McDonald was going to produce 15 sacks, 12 sacks a year. You know what I mean?
Will McDonald is a wide 9 guy, and they said they misutilized him at Iowa State. They were using him inside as a 3 technique a lot. They were lining him up over guards and tackles and they were like, "We're going to put him outside and let him just go rush the passer." Here's the problem: we didn't have leads. His sacks were in games that were tight. The Pittsburgh game, multiple sacks. The Cleveland game we were in, 4 sacks. Cincinnati, he got the sack at the end. Here's the problem: we were down by so many points that there's no reason to throw late in the game, and it just
Yeah. I hear
his
what you're
skill
saying.
set is. I've said this before. He should have been a Mariano Rivera. He was going to be our closer. Wear the offensive line down all game. Late in the game, you got to make throws. You got to lead. You tee him off, and that's when he's going to be at his best. He's not going to excel early in the game, first and second quarter, and in tight situations. He's going to wear the defense or the offensive lineman down and beat them at the end of the game. There's no reason to beat them at the end of the game when we're down 30. So we suck. It didn't
Yeah.
work out.
I mean,
And hopefully we get a little more
yeah.
physical on the defensive front. We wear down the offensive lineman, play with a lead late, and then he can get home.
Shit, yeah, man. I mean, that's why we went and tried to make that work with what's his face from the Eagles. We made that trade. His name's missing me right now, but that I mean, why would we
Reddick.
have had? Yeah,
Reddick.
why would we have had to go get Reddick if it wasn't for the fact they knew
Yeah.
they were missing that push?
They
Lawson
thought
was
we'd be
supposed to do
playing
that.
with a lead, and
Yeah,
they
correct.
thought we'd need multiple pass rushers late in the game, and you can move JJ inside and have Reddick and Will coming off the edge with Quinn and JJ and have that turbo package.
Yeah,
But the package got cut off. Never had a chance to do what a package could do.
you know what I mean. You got to get that package home. You got to deliver, and when you don't deliver, you know what I mean. Yeah,
Hey, a couple of callers. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
good night, dude.
Be good, bro. We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's tried. Oh, sorry. I misclicked. Forgive me. You're going to wait because I know we're going to debate for a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in this show where callers call in and they're larger than life people. They're larger than life characters. And what they bring to the show cannot be put into words. And yes, I'm trying to find the video and I'm stalling.
You know what? Nick Shiner's cooking, everybody. Nick is the best Jet fan you ever met your whole life. I won't lie to you.
He won't lie to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Michael Woodruff.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Mike D, how you feeling, buddy?
Number 2 pick.
Wait, keep your hands up.
Quarterback.
It works as an antenna. Keep your hands up.
Yeah, we go.
Good.
We go have a new quarterback in
It really
town.
works. I hear you crystal
We go
clear.
get Mendoza.
Okay.
I think we go get Mendoza. We
All
go
right.
get
I like it. You know
Mendoza 'cause-
Mendoza's my guy, Mike.
And you know, Mars go to the Raiders. Raiders like more.
You're breaking news
A
right
lot
now.
better.
More to the Raiders, Mendoza to the Jets. You heard it here, folks.
And we go get Boston, the wide receiver from
Boston.
Washington.
Okay. All
And we
right.
go get
All
that
right.
the Miami defensive guy. And the Jets gonna be
Nice.
rocking, baby.
You're putting
If
your
I ever
all right,
got-
now, Mike. Do you do mock drafts?
No, I don't know how to do it, but I'll make a new one for Aaron Glenn. I gotta send it to him.
Okay.
Because
All right. You make that mock and we'll get it over to the Jets. All right. We'll do what we can to get it there.
I told them if they need help for offensive coach I do it for 1 year for $1 million.
1 year, $1 million. All right. Now, I think that you're much more valuable than 1 year, $1 million, Mike. I would pay you
Yeah.
more to be a part of my organization.
Yeah, I go tell him I'll be his assistant, Aaron Glenn. And we go yell at the defense. You better move your little butts in gear. We ready to rock and roll. We built for this crap. Yeah.
All right, Mike. You
I love you,
you
Nick.
excited that this season's over?
Oh, yeah. I'm happy. Everything went well for the Jets. Except
All right.
that stupid missed field goal for Baltimore. That would have been
Yeah. I
the
was thinking
icing
that.
on the clay. That would be the icing on the cake. But you know, Houston's gonna win this weekend. 34-17. You think so, Nick Shane? Yeah, I think
Sorry.
that's what.
She was calling to say goodnight.
Okay, at 94-17.
All right. All right, Mike. Well,
You know who's going to be in the Super Bowl? The Seahawks and Houston.
yes, that's my pick, Mike.
Yeah.
I put
And
$20
Seattle.
in on that a couple
And
weeks ago.
Seattle's
And
won
if they
the Super
win,
Bowl.
if it's Houston versus Seattle, I'll win like $600 if they make it to the Super Bowl, those two teams.
And then guess who's going to win it? St. Donald. Yeah. Yeah.
I like it, Mike.
Yeah.
I like
you know,
it, buddy.
I think we should get we got a good quarterback.
Who?
And bring Murray in for backup.
Okay.
Murray. What
Okay.
about Winston?
Mariota?
No, Murray guy from Arizona.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not a fan, but if you like him, I'll like him. Okay, buddy?
Yeah, what about Woodston? Woodston for the Giants.
He's under contract for another year. He signed a 2-year deal.
Oh, yeah, that's true. What about the other guy I like? Is they going to keep Hooker or trade him to the Cowboys?
Who?
Now, Hooker.
Oh, Hooker? I'm not sure of his contract. I know how much you love Herndon
I know.
Hooker. You wanted him since
And
last
oh yeah, I
offseason.
want that guy from Philadelphia. You like that guy, the quarterback, McKee?
Oh, yeah? You've been watching Allen's calls, have you?
No, I'm watching the guy we have the new coach. He wanted him in Detroit in the beginning.
All right. All right. Good
I
call,
think
Mike.
he's gonna go to the Jets. If
All
they
right.
can get a quarterback, he's going to the Jets.
Okay. I like it, Mike.
Because when I had to give up anything.
Now,
McKee.
before you leave, can we see you do my favorite thing in the world?
What?
Will you do this when I bring you back?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do it, Mike. Give me a jet chant, Mike.
Jets, Jets. Here
I
we
love you,
go,
buddy.
Aaron, baby. Aaron and I go carry the trophy together. Yeah,
Sounds good.
we love
All
you
right,
guys.
Mikey. Thanks for calling in. I love you, buddy.
Okay, have a good night.
You too, pal.
And the
Not many people can follow up a Mikey call. But go ahead, Alan. It's your chance. Both
First
of
of
us
all,
have had the pleasure of meeting Michael, so we know how
yes,
awesome Michael is.
he's definitely a character. I love that guy. He's really
Speaking
nice.
of characters, I'm really worried that the Saints are going to go after Nussmeier and pick him ahead of the Jets because of his dad is the OC, Alan Avatar.
I
Alan,
did say that.
you were here. Now,
I did.
Boomtown, the greatest note taker in
I
all
did
of
say
the
that.
land, in all of the world.
But I never thought that. But the difference is, I thought that the Jets would win 6 games, and the Jets would be picking 8. And Nussmeier was awful this year. He got coached by a phony. The offensive line was terrible.
Nothing
Just didn't
falls on
work
him.
out.
No, like
What?
none of it's his fault.
Oh, he did not play
Decision-making
well this
throws
year.
not
He didn't.
accurate. Nothing's
He did
his
not
fault
play
because
well
you
this
liked him. It's the wind. It's the stadium. His girlfriend's rude. Like everything else but him.
His sister's fucking Will Campbell, so God bless him. So,
All right. Didn't
Yeah.
have that on my bingo card, but you seem
No.
to be very in tune with who's putting what
I know
in who.
everything. I know everything useless. First of all, I don't want you to say anything unless your fucking Texans send that piece of shit home next week. Okay? Aaron Rodgers, send him home, please.
Okay.
Can you do that? Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And Bills minus 1.5 is like stealing money. Okay.
I think the Jaguars dominate
Oh,
that game.
I love the Bills next
I
week.
think the
I think
Jaguars will dominate that game. The Jaguars are
love-
fucking on fire right now.
They're playing really well, but
They are.
But I have confidence in Joshy. I think he'll play really well. And the Patriots will beat the Chargers.
Well, Alan, I'm going to ask you to do exactly what you did last year. You came on this show on a Wednesday night last
I did.
January, and we made you declare your allegiance as Josh Allen Avital. Will you go to bat again and say on this show, there is no way the Bills are losing. They're winning the Super Bowl. I guarantee it.
I'm not going to say that.
God damn it. All right, guarantee them winning this week.
I guarantee they will beat the Jaguars. Yes.
And if
Guarantee.
not,
What?
and if not,
You tell me.
no more negative Jets takes.
I can't do that. Come on, stop. No, that's just not gonna work.
I tried, everybody. I tried. I
hold on.
tried to
What-
sneak that one in there.
What was your reaction when the Giants blew out the Cowboys, knowing that Dante Moore is there at 2, and knowing that he really isn't the apple of your eye, and most likely he will go back to school and fuck the Jets?
I'm very hopeful that the Raiders decide that Mendoza, a very big man of faith, a man of God, does not deserve to live in Sin City. And I'm hoping that his agent will say that my client refuses to go to Sin City. He cannot do it. It's against his religion and his faith. I hope.
Okay, and then you woke up and then realized that was all bullshit.
Faith is very
So you would
important.
take Mora too if he comes out?
I do not want to. I think there are many issues with Moore. I don't think he's ready. I think he's too
Totally
young. I
agree.
think he's too inexperienced. I think there is a lot of promise, but I think another year would greatly benefit him. Now, that
Totally
being
agree.
said, with Klubnik, with Nussmeier, with Sellers, you got to capitalize. And if you're being told that you're going to go in top 2, you might declare. So I'm very
So-
curious to see with the deadline coming up in 10 days,
Yeah,
what happens.
I agree with Dom. I actually think he stays in school. I do.
I thought I said this weeks ago. I
Yeah.
said what will happen is the Jets will end up at 2, and there will be one quarterback in this draft, and he will go 1. That's the worst case scenario for the Jets.
I do hope Woody Johnson. I know the announcement was made by Schefter today that Glenn was coming back no matter what. I just hope Woody thinks about it and actually does some due diligence and speaks to the core of this team, the veterans of this team.
What core? What veterans?
JJ,
Garrett.
Garrett.
Who else?
There's no. I'm talking about the core
Pittman?
players, not veterans. I'll say the core players. So we're talking about
Okay.
Fashanu, Membu, Garrett, JJ. There really isn't much else. So that's Pittman. They need to get a better. He needs to get a better understanding at what happened this year, and maybe then he can really make a decision whether this is the right coach to go forward with. Because I worry when it comes to free agency and the draft that the Jet organization right now is looked at as such a laughing stock that players are not going to want to go there. What's
I
that?
had to put Clancy in timeout for 10 seconds.
What do you say? Anything about
He
me?
said,
or
"Suck
what?
it, Rogers haters." So Clancy, you got a 10-second timeout.
Okay.
Welcome back, Clancy.
But do you worry about that players will not want to come here because of the coach?
No, I think money talks. I think opportunity talks. I think that getting
You would fire him.
I wouldn't fire him.
You would not. Wow. Okay.
I could. Here's what I am. I'm being Switzerland right here. I see the side to keep him. I see the side to fire him. I don't have an opinion on it. I don't think that we were good enough roster wise to win a ton of games. I think early in the year we needed a perfect game to win, and when we didn't win those couple close games, then you trade Sauce and Quinnen. Then Fields just wasn't working out. And in October, I said that the best case scenario is to not win this year. So if you're going to allow a coach to trade away those players, if the quarterback position is going to be one of the worst of all time, I can see the ownership saying we'll give you another year. If we wake up tomorrow and Aaron Glenn is terminated, I'm going to go like this. Okay. If I wake up tomorrow and Aaron Glenn is still the head coach, I'm going to go, okay. I can see both sides of it. And I know the chat earlier was saying that they're worn out with the fire him or keep him. I mean, unless he gets fired, I don't see the reason to discuss it because
So
it's
here's
just
the issue.
beating a drum.
So here's the issue with taking Mora too, with Glenn being here.
You're taking a
I
quarterback.
worry.
I'll tell you exactly what you're going to say because I know you and I actually have the same exact take. You're taking a quarterback who's not ready to play right away. And now, if you're Glenn, you're going to have to state ownership. We need time to develop him. We need time. We're going
Not
to have to
only
sit him a
that,
year.
I worry about the fact that let's say they start 1-6 and he wants to save face and he rushes the quarterback. I think he might rush the quarterback. That's the problem.
Yeah. And that's the part that I'm worried about with going with more. I think Mendoza's ready to play.
And as far as the draft is concerned, just as a
let me ask you this real quick before you change directions.
Sure.
More ready to play right now, Mendoza or more?
I would take who do I think has a bigger upside?
No. More ready to play day one. More
Mendoza is ready to play now.
Higher upside long term.
More.
We're on the same page with that.
I think
Mendoza is smart, efficient, and if you have a good system and scheme around him, he can play very well, and he could start off his career like remember how Brady and Roethlisberger earlier in their careers, it was run the ball, do what he did in Indiana, play well, don't commit turnovers, get a drive late in the game.
Okay,
I froze or you froze? Alan?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sorry.
Chat? All right, you're back.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
What I see with Mendoza is you can come in and utilize him like Big Ben, like Brady were earlier in their career. Run the ball, make efficient throws. We're going to play defense. Then we need you to make a drive late. What he did at Penn State this year, right? Like, hey, when we need you, we need you. But we're going to build a team around you where you don't have to carry us. And then throughout the career, you develop, you get better, and then you become that elite passer. But I hate that. I love Mendoza so much.
I think he'll be successful in Vegas for this one reason. There were rumors this morning that Brady was looking to bring in Dable as the OC. And I think Dable is a guy that could really work well with Mendoza. They have about $100 million in cap space, and that could all be utilized for that shitty offensive line. They do have weapons. I mean, their running back is really good, and their tight end is even better.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be successful in that aspect. What I worry with the Jets, if Moore doesn't come out, is that they're going to panic, and they might reach on a guy like Ty Simpson too early. If he comes out.
I would not touch Simpson with a 10-foot pole. Not even round 2. He's 23, and he looks worse than Moore at 20.
Totally agree.
I am, to me, Simpson's not my guy. Simpson is not the answer. He got worse as the season went on. He disappeared in big games. The offense was ineffective against Georgia. They were even worse against Indiana, and they play pro-style defenses. That I saw a very, very awful performance from him multiple times. He's not been good since October.
Honestly, if I was him, I would go back to school and I would actually transfer. I think he needs to get out of that program. I think
he needs to get to a passing school and to really show.
You know what? If I was him, knowing that Sorsby just signed today with Texas Tech, I would try to link up with Kiffin at LSU. I really would. I don't know who they're going to get because there's talk that Levitt might end up in Kentucky and LSU might be holding the bag without a quarterback. I mean, I don't know who's going to go there now with Sorsby getting huge money at Texas Tech.
Yeah.
He needs to be in a system where he can get success working with a quarterback that can utilize his talents, especially if Chambliss is not given a 6th year to go back to school. If I was Simpson, I would go back to school and I would transfer to LSU. And my other comment as far as the draft, and I know that Dom mentioned this, the one thing about Mekhi Lemon, and I agree with him, I totally believe that he's a Amon-Ra St. Brown clone. I do worry that he and Garrett are very similar. They both like to play in the slot. They do. I think Garrett is
Yeah, but not in terms of blocking and being physical.
not in terms of blocking, but they're more successful to play in the slot. And I love Lemon. I think he's a really good route runner, very similar to St. Brown. But if you're going to capitalize on Garrett, and I agree with you, I think he's more of a 2. I would rather have more of an X receiver like a Boston, a guy at 6'5" who can really succeed.
I had a timeout boom for 10 seconds with this. There will be none of that here. If you guys can go find BMAC, Clancy, and Boom, you can go on a search party, find BMAC, and praise Aaron Rodgers.
It doesn't hurt when fucking cornerbacks are falling down all over the field like they were in the second half. It was ridiculous. But God bless him.
Yeah, Clancy's right too. You know, Garrett Wilson does not always have to play in the slot. I think he is. I think he can be game plan specific. Whether you could take advantage on the outside, you can move him into the slot. You can move him around like a queen on a chessboard to take advantage of the defense and exploit what they can't do. I like Mitchell long term with Garrett out there. And if you add another body out there where Garrett can move around, and some days Mitchell's in the slot, some days Mechie's in the slot, some days your rookie is in the slot, and you can just create the mismatches to fit your offense to be more advantageous for us. That's a sign of a great offensive coordinator. When you we run this, you stand there, run that route, you're not going to win in the NFL. Adam Gase did that, right? Frank Gore, 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. We're going to run a dive. We're going to run a dive. We're going to run a dive. Eventually it'll work. No, you got to be able to create the advantage for yourself.
The guy who I think made a lot of money today, and he'll be the best today.
I'm thinking
with his performance.
Player or coach?
What? A player.
Player or coach?
Player.
A player today who made a lot of money.
A lot of money. A lot more money than you think.
A player today.
Had a big game. Big day. And would be a perfect fit for us.
Likely?
No. I think likely he's going to get double digits, but not him.
Okay. Who?
Alec Pierce.
Okay. Oh, Matthew Smith.
Alec Pierce, yeah, he's right. Alec Pierce made himself $25 to $30 million a year.
Yeah.
He did.
Now, I don't think we do it, and here's why. You're paying Garrett 30. It's not even on the books yet. It's one more year till that money's on the books. You're going to pay another guy $25 million when you're expected to have a young and experienced quarterback and maybe be a run-first offense? Pay $55 million a year for wide receivers when you're not there yet?
I just worry that the Jets going to have all this money and they're not going to have a lot of guys to spend it on. Like, I don't think Linderbaum's coming here. As much as you think he is, I don't think he's coming here. I think the Jets going to have a hard time to find that one. They're going to have to find that one tier 1 free agent to sign. And I'm worried that I just can't
trade
find
market, though, Alan. Trade
that's
market.
That's the way they can do it.
The trade market, too, will be there. You know, there's always a disgruntled player who wants out. There's always a guy who doesn't like the quarterback situation. Maybe they changed schemes from the time he was drafted. He's getting near the end of his first contract. There's always players that can be had. And when you have these 4 draft picks early, there's no guarantee you're going to use all 4 draft picks. You can make your roster better. And the sign of a good general manager is you will go above and beyond and take any route possible to make your roster better. So
Brian Thomas Jr. is that guy.
We're going to have a lot of discussions, a lot of debates.
Brian Thomas Jr. would be that guy because I don't think he's getting enough of the ball.
That would be a great guy to put opposite of Garrett and on the outside.
Yeah, he's just not getting enough. And as far as the bridge quarterback, if more,
this is my guy. Rich nailed my guy. I've been a Mitch Trubisky guy.
Okay, I just don't see it.
As a bridge. Yes, he's got playoff experience. He's got over 30 starts in the NFL. Yes, he knows his role. He made $1.2 million last year this year in Buffalo. I would give him the Jameis Winston. I would give him 2 years, $10 million, 2 years, $12 million, and say, hey, I need you to be a bridge and a mentor. He knows his role is going to be start, mentor, pass the torch eventually. That's my guy.
In conclusion, would be, especially if Moore comes out and the Jets utilize that number 2 pick, is I'd go back to Oregon and I'd give $2 to $8 million to Mariota. I would.
That's
Because I think they
sense.
work together. I think Mariota knows his role.
Yeah.
And I think he'd be
They
a
all
4
do,
million.
right? You don't bring in a Mac Jones, a guy who's still
No.
arrogant, cocky, and a dick. He's a
No.
Carson Wentz Jr. He thinks he's the coolest fucking thing since sliced bread, and he's a dickhead. You avoid that.
Yeah.
You bring in a guy that knows his role. Tyrod Taylor, Mitch Trubisky, Mariota, Brissett, Minshew. You bring in a guy that you know I'm going to play. Eventually, I'm not going to play.
Yeah.
So
Mariota makes sense based on the Oregon connection. That's the only reason I would bring that up.
Okay.
Minshew's out for the year anyhow, so it doesn't make a difference. But I think Mariota makes sense. I don't know if I think Trubisky is so comfortable in Buffalo. I don't know if you really want to leave. I know he would have another opportunity to start, but I think he's so comfortable.
It's like being the backup shooting guard to Michael Jordan, right? Like you got an easy gig. Like you're not going to be called on much. Allen always plays. Jordan always played. Like whatever.
True. I think Buffalo could get to the Super Bowl this year. I really do. So.
Alan, by the time I'm on next Sunday night with Dylan Terraman, their season will be over.
No. I think they'll beat Jacksonville next week. I do. Always a pleasure, man.
You think they beat Jacksonville? I'll bet you 5 memberships on it.
Let's make it 10. I also have 2 jerseys to give out too. But
you do. I told you I had to get the refunds.
Okay, no problem.
I bought 2 in October, 22nd and 23rd of October. I bought them for Kevin Tats and Snowball, and I got a message that said they never got them, and I looked into them.
I'll tell you.
The sellers went down, and the sellers were the same ones I got for you. So I had to request refunds. As soon as the refunds come in, I got to go buy the new ones. Yeah. So put the jerseys on pause with adding the other names, and we will proceed as soon as I can make these purchases.
And I like a lot of the road teams next week in the first round. I do. I like Houston. I like Buffalo. I like the Rams. I'm curious why the Packers are favorites. I know they have reputation. I like the Bears in that game. I don't know why. I kind of like the Niners.
I think that's the biggest fuck with you money game. There's always like a fuck with you money game. And I think that's the game where they're going to look to make money.
What was the Rams line?
Minus 10.5 at Carolina. Now, I will say this.
Carolina beat them already.
Carolina beat them, but
they beat them at home.
With what I just saw with the Rams when they had to fly out to the East Coast to play Atlanta last Monday night, I am worried about that game. I think the Rams will win, but I think that game, when that travel, will be a little much on them.
I agree. But I love the Bills next week. I do. I think this is Josh Allen's mission to get to the bowl this year. I don't know if he will, because they'll have to win 3 games, but I think they'll
have to
win
complete
next week.
Passes. We're good.
It's true, but they have the best running back in football this year. He's been the best running back in football. So
he's
great.
Don't sleep on the Jaguars defense, man. They get turnovers. Josh Allen can get hot with committing turnovers, man. It's not a gimme that he's going to be on point as a passer.
It's true.
You know, if I had to put together a parlay right now looking at it, I would take the Rams money line, which isn't great odds. If I had to pick every game, I'm going to take the Bears plus 1.5.
I like the Bears next week.
Home. You know, I'll take the Bears money line because it's better odds in the parlay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Jacksonville plus 1.5.
Okay.
Nope. Some of these bets can't be combined.
Is it 1.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. This is my first look at it. I'm going to take Jaguars money line at home. Eagles and Niners overs 46.5. I'm going to take the under in that game.
Really?
46.5. Have you seen most of the Eagles games lately? They're playing like 12-9 games.
I know, but I think San Francisco. I mean, they were terrible last night because I think the Seahawks defense is the best in the world.
So
them and but I think San Francisco is going to score points next week. I don't know why.
And that's Sunday at 4:30, man. It's going to be cold.
Game.
It's going to be nighttime.
Yeah.
Chargers and Patriots.
I don't trust the Charger offensive line.
I'm going to take the over 45.5. I'm going to take.
I like the Patriots in the game because I don't trust their offensive line.
I like the over because it's the first time the Patriots are playing a winning team since Buffalo. And then I'm going to take Houston minus 2.5 to beat the Steelers. I might even move that line upward. So
And one final question for you.
shoot, buddy.
Lamar Jackson, John Harbaugh. Who stays in Baltimore? Who goes?
Both stay.
You think both stay?
I think both stay.
Okay. I could see one going. I actually could see the quarterback going.
I will pray to God that the Raiders are the ones that go and get Lamar.
No,
they're out of the quarterback
I could see
sweepstakes.
I could see Lamar ending up in Miami. That's the team that makes sense.
Yeah, that contract would be. I mean, Miami's. If you're moving on from Tua, you're taking a massive hit, and then
You are,
on
but
another
he would
massive
love to go
contract
there.
after that. That's
Yeah.
But
Always a
we'll
pleasure.
see. It's going to be a lot of fun discussion, man, this offseason. And
I hope Woody
look
wakes
forward.
up tomorrow and fires the coach. That's all I'm saying.
Who?
I said I hope Woody wakes up tomorrow and fires the coach. I do.
You and Jake reuniting and
I don't know.
becoming
I
friends
don't
over
like
this?
to align with him, but
I know.
he's right.
That's what
on
I'm
this.
saying. It's odd. So
It's odd, but he's right because the coach is done. The problem I had with the coach is the coach talked a lot of shit throughout the year for no reason. I mean, it was a year zero, and then he just got cocky in pressers, and it made no sense. I don't understand why he did it. Just he talked a lot of crap and couldn't back up any of it, and then he just looked like a fool and down the stretch of the season.
Yeah,
that's why I have a problem. But they keep him. They keep him. Whatever. Have a good one, man.
You too, buddy. Now, I know you get a bad rap on other channels, but I say this to many people. Alan's one of my favorite people to discuss football with. Folks, we got 75 of you in here right now. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The push for 2,000 is on. We've had over 40 subs in the last week. You guys have been absolutely awesome. We're at 1965. We're on the rise. Thank you. Super Bowl raffle. Big Joe Namath item going off day of the Super Bowl. It's Sunday. It's our last game day of the year. All super chats, $5 and up, get you on the wheel. Raffle entries are doubled. Gifted memberships, raffle entries are doubled. Hit the like button. We're only at 72. So hit the like button. We'd love to get to 100 for the live streams here in prime time. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I did not have the call link up when he was going live, but he's here now to apologize for his actions last week. What's up, Max? Max. Max. I can't hear you. You didn't have your headphones on and you were muted. Still muted. You're still muted. I'm not fucking with you. I can't hear you. Come back in. I thought he was sleeping at first. I thought we had Max crashed out. What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we can't hear you for real this time. I'm not fucking with you. We really can't hear you. I fucked with him before. Let's try again. I can't hear you. Honest to God, I cannot hear you. Max, I'm not fucking with you. I can't hear you. Nothing. I can't hear you, Max. Let's see. Hold on. Edit mic settings. Oh, your mic is on.
Philly noodles
Got you.
on the show. So thank you
All
to
right.
all the
I fixed it, Max. I fixed it for you. Go ahead. Start over. Ready? Let's do that again. Ladies and gentlemen, calling in. We have, I don't know who this is.
Can you guys hear me?
Hey, we hear you.
What's up, Nick Sean? How you doing? Let's talk about the Jets. So that was another embarrassing game, 35-8. We need to fire Aaron Glenn, honestly. This is terrible. You know what's crazy? The 2025 Jets are the first team that not have intercepted at total levels of ineptitude for this defense. It's embarrassing. How do we have still 0 interceptions? I was just live. Thank you to all the as maniacs. Just ended my live because it was like 58 minutes of streaming. So thanks to all the as maniacs who showed up.
And
We got
as Maniacs and
Shiners who joined the show. We
Here
got
we go.
Gary,
Proceed.
3D Boxing, and we got Philly Noodles on the show.
nice.
Sharing their Jet steak. So if anyone wants to subscribe to my show, we're going to be doing daily lives. My YouTube channel is Max is New York Jets 8572. But I actually have in the description. So if anyone wants to subscribe, I'll be going live probably Saturday. When do you have shows this week? Because I don't have a time yet, but I know I'm going to go live next week for the playoffs.
I'm probably going to be live a couple days this week around 12:30, and then probably Saturday night for the playoff game in prime time, and then Sunday night I'll be joined by Dylan Terraman.
Sounds good. But what are your thoughts on the offseason? So in the free agency, I think we should we need a wide receiver. So we need, whether it's Cornell Tate would get in the draft, or I don't know if we get T. Higgins, but T. Higgins might be on the market. And then for quarterback, what are your thoughts on some quarterback options? Pavia could be one of the options.
No.
Why don't you want Diego Pavia? He's
a cracked out Johnny Manziel, and Johnny Manziel was a cracked out Johnny Manziel. So no.
And then Chambliss could be a good option. Dante
Nope.
Moore, Fernando Mendoza.
For me, it's Mendoza, and if it's not Mendoza, I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably going to cry a little bit, and then
Moore could be a good option.
I think
Chambliss-
Moore goes back to school though, Max. I think at 20 years old, and how driven Oregon is to win the title, I think that they would be. I think they would pay handsomely to get him to come back for one more year.
But what if Oregon wins the title, though? Do you think Dante
And I
Moore
think
from
he's
there?
out. I don't think they're winning it though. I think everyone is standing on the tracks in front of Indiana, and they're all going to get steamrolled.
Do you think Chambliss is going to come out if he doesn't get the 6 year of eligibility? Do you think Chambliss is going to come out?
Not an option for me. He's too small, and he plays like Johnny Manziel too. He runs around. He doesn't stay in the pocket. He doesn't make clean throws. He plays a great college game. I just don't see that translating to the NFL.
I mean, he could be a good developmental mid-round quarterback, but we need quarterback. We need to get a quarterback anyways because Justin Fields is horrible. You don't want to be watching Brady Cook play or Tyrod, honestly.
No. I mean, Brady Cook, who had 60 yards passing against backups. You're right. No, I don't want to see that.
We don't want
Boomtown
Justin
said,
Fields.
"Can you tell me back the days and nights that I'll be going live next week?"
You're going back. You're going live Sunday, and then you're going back. I know you're gonna be on Sunday next Sunday with Dylan Terman.
Yes.
Saturday with Joe C, and then you're going out live Wednesday, right?
Joe C, the midget from Kid Rock.
Yeah, I think is it Joe C or something?
It was Dom C tonight.
Dom
but
C,
Joe
yeah,
C
Dom
is the midget from Kid Rock. He would perform with him.
Yeah.
I would love to be on with Joe C, but I think he passed away. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I remember being sad. I'm up to date on my midget passings. They don't have great life expectancy.
But we need a wide receiver. We need a defensive. We need a corner. We need safety. We need who else do we need? Quarterback. Quarterback's number one position. We need a lot of position.
We need fans in the stands. We need a lot, Max.
We need a lot.
We need to
lot of
upgrade at
position.
center. We need to upgrade a wide receiver. We need another tight end. We need another running back. We need a quarterback. We need a backup quarterback. We need 2 defensive tackles, 2 defensive ends, a true middle linebacker. We need 2 safeties. We need a lot, man. We need a lot.
Because Sherwood's horrible, and we need a new head coach, Curly Norman. 100% great. Aaron Glenn's gonna be fired. How is there still 40% of Jets fans that still want Aaron Glenn back as a coach? I just don't get it on Instagram. Like Aaron Glenn, what has he shown you guys? He's shown me nothing. Our defense hasn't improved. Our offense hasn't improved. Okay, special teams. Westhoff requested a Banjo as a special teams coordinator. Honestly,
Money. That's why Glenn will be back. $40 million money.
and because Woody Johnson's in that, he probably loves to give hugs every day.
There's a hug for you, Mac. Now, our buddy Michael Howell commented in the chat earlier. He was watching. I was with him yesterday.
Let's see. What did Michael Howell say?
I don't recall. I just saw he popped in the chat. I don't recall the exact comment. Learned that Nick is not up on the small people community. What do you mean, Joe C? Is this a Joe C comment? Did he? I heard he passed.
What were you doing with Mike Howell yesterday? What were you doing with him?
I do work as a site manager for all the sports in town, and his dad runs the travel program, and we hosted 2 travel games. So He was keeping the scoreboard, and his
Oh
sister
man,
Sammy was doing the book, and I was the site manager. So we were all together for
where
a
you
couple
guys?
hours
Where are your travel games at?
in Woodbridge Township. And we
That's
were
not
at one of the
bad.
schools in town.
How's the how'd your travel team do?
We won today. I coached the third grade, my nephew. We won, but both of our teams won yesterday. It was fourth grade boys, and then eighth grade girls, and then my team, third grade boys, won today. So we got a good
That's
program.
crazy. But you know, it'd be crazy. I was saying on Jake's show, you know, if Wood Johnson still thinks Aaron Glenn's a coach, you know, a good way to convince him is like to fire him. Is like we got to get all the ass maniacs or the Shiners to play against the Jets, and if the Jets lose, they have to fire Aaron Glenn. Because imagine they get beaten by the ass maniacs who don't even play football, then maybe Woody will be finally convinced to fire Aaron Glenn.
You want to do an exercise right now?
Yeah.
All right. You're Woody Johnson. I'm Aaron Glenn. Sit me down to fire me.
Honestly, Aaron Glenn, you're just. I mean, I love your commitment and energy to the Jets job, but really, you're not. I haven't really impressed. You haven't really impressed me as a coach. I really made a mistake.
Wait, Woody, we didn't hug yet. We got to hug first. We hug every day.
We didn't
got to
hug.
Hug.
Let me.
Hug.
I love you, Aaron Glenn. I'm gonna give you my.
I love you, Woody. Don't fire me.
I love you, Aaron. But you're really not the right fit. We've seen no progress. You know, there hasn't been really progress, and as an organization, we want to sustain excellence. You're fired, Aaron Glenn. You're fired. Get out of here. As a Woody should be doing tomorrow, but I don't know if he's going to do that. Question for you guys. Are you as impressed as most of us are high-level play, the leadership and overall solid quarterback play from Rodgers tonight in this season? You know what? I wanted the Jets to keep Rodgers. I mean, I wasn't on the Nick Shine show for that long, but I wanted the Jets to keep Rodgers. But it was crazy. The Reddit post, like, any sane normal Jets fan who was watching the games last year were like, saw that Rodgers wasn't the problem. He was throwing the wide receivers, hitting them in stride, but our defense was allowing 25, 26 points every game. There's like many fourth quarter leads. We blow leads in the fourth quarter because our defense last year was terrible. Any Reddit post like, oh, get rid of Aaron Rodgers, it's been stupid. Like, really? Why would you say that? Our defense was terrible last year.
The team's been terrible for a long time, Max.
But you
How
know
old
what?
are you now? You're 20?
I'm 20. I've been Jets fan since 2016, but what I was saying is like,
Max, you were 5 years old and in preschool or kindergarten the last time we had a playoff game. Think
that's
about
crazy.
that. 3/4 of your life has been just unmitigated failure.
True.
It's tough. But Max, I've been on a long time. I thank you for calling in. Keep up the good work, buddy. Guys, if you haven't already, go subscribe to Max's channel. Max, comment in the chat. I'll put it up so everyone sees your name because I know the writing could be a little small there. And guys, go support Max. Good young Jet fan. And Max, keep up the good work. When do you go back to school? When's winter break over?
January 17th is when I go back.
Oh, wow. All
17,
right, you got a couple
18th.
more weeks.
Like 2 weeks, but it's not terrible.
There you go, folks. All right, Max. Be good, man. Thanks for calling in.
Sounds good.
Shout out to Max. Shout out to everyone who called in. Yes, AG's burner. We're getting there. We're getting there, man. Massive, massive surge this weekend. Thank you to everybody. Hit the like button. We're trying to get to 100 for the live stream. We are currently at 77. Shout out to Mekhi Becton. Not really. But again, Becton will be in the playoffs. We're not. We're 35 away. Hopefully we can get there this week. Like I said, for those of you just tuning in or watching after the fact, next Sunday night, we got Dylan Terman. Divisional weekend, Sunday night. We got Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7. Conference championship night, we'll be joined with Connor Long. And then in February, we'll have a whole other list. Obviously, we'll have Dom on after he gets back from the Senior Bowl. Buffalo Jet fan, Gunny, Matt O'Leary, Ryan, Jake, Ryan, Green Bean. Going to get a whole bunch of big names in here for you guys. Give you the best content that we can give on this channel. Keep you coming back. Keep you talking about the show. Keep spreading the word and supporting the way you guys do. Appreciate all of you. But folks, it's been 2.5 hours. Jet Talk. This is more than they played in the game. They didn't show up. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. It's time to kick it up to Illinois. And You didn't want to play when I cooked you, but you'll play now.
Now let's go to What Did We Learn Today, courtesy of Nick Shine.
And we ask at this point of the show, you drop your What Did We Learn? This is where you say something that you learned. Maybe it was something about a draft prospect. Maybe it was something about a comment in the chat, a player, something with the Jets. What information did you retain during the show? Put your own twist on it. Make it smart, witty. Yeah, the number 2 pick and the Colts pick panned out well. Yeah, 2 and 16, baby. It would have been great if 2 and 15 would have been like a Jet record. Fucking team. Have a good night, Mr. Dick. MC Mays learned Joseph Kalija, better known in the world as Joe C., died in his sleep at his home in Taylor, Michigan. He was 26. Yeah, he died. Yeah, I thought he died. No, I knew he died. I just didn't recall when. My name is Kira. Ba with the ba. Joe C. would walk out with him. What a time. Folks, drop your What Did We Learn before we kick it up to north of the border. AG's Burner says, I learned that nobody matter happen. I learned that nobody matter happens with AG. We should keep that no matter what happens with the AG, we should keep Darren Muji. Yes, I agree. We're keeping both. We're keeping both. I would be stunned with all the reports coming out from Schefter, NFL Network, Fox. Everybody's saying that we're keeping them. Everyone's saying that that's the organizational stance. No conversations have taken place. No discussions about his firing. And these things usually leak. So, excuse me. If we have no more, if you are a member of the channel, it is your time. And folks, consider becoming a member of the channel. If you're on Discord, you can hit me up at Nick Shine. We'll get you into our group and discuss New York Jets. We can play Wordle and piss Clancy off. Basically, we do anything, we piss Clancy off. Clancy's always pissed at us, but we love Clancy. Stack learned that I lost sleep again over the Jets. Oh, Stack, I'm sorry. You don't get enough sleep as it is. I hope you sleep like a baby in the offseason because there will be many fun stories about this team. There will be many exciting moments. There will be players signed. There will be coaches hired. There will be mock drafts galore. It'll be a great time to be a Jet fan because we can't lose a game for another 10 months. All right. Make it rain, ladies and gentlemen. Make it rain down. What did we learn today? The Boomtown emoji. And Boomtown, my good friend, if you would, please drop it like it's hot.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
ISU, I learned I can watch the Jets on my phone on the way to Tennessee and overcome the urge to drive in oncoming traffic to just end the suffering. Well, now that the suffering is over, Jets stands for just enter the selection. We will be talking draft a lot. It'll be fun doing mocks when you have 4 of the top 44 picks. Jets fans, man. Fun time. Boomtown learned Dom C is considered a prestigious guest. You can't put a man of God in Sin City. It only took 3.5 hours after the Jets' final game for Allen to start delivering win-loss predictions for 2026. Pretty good. Bonus, the Big Citrus is an elite nickname. Sadiq is going to do well in his underwear. Resentments, pissing into a fan. Lamar Jackson, the Black Ryan Tannehill, according to Nick. Double bonus. Philly is a dirty, nasty fella. There appears to be no cure for RDS yet. Mikey's Membu dance was on point. Allen knows everything that's useless. Can't wait to see Joe C next week. Tremendous work. Thank you, Boom. Thank you, everybody, for watching, supporting the channel. Monday, we take off. Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon show. Maybe a late night show at some point this week. Possibly Saturday night during the wild card game. And next Sunday night, we'll be joined with Dylan Terraman, 8 p.m. Eastern. Spread the word. Keep an eye out for the shorts. I'll be putting a lot of shorts up in the off season. Hit the like button. Share those on your social media platforms. Keep coming back for more. Thank you, everybody. You've been watching the Nick Shine Show. I am your host, Nick. You are the awesome chat. Lane Train, we salute you.
I'll stay in my crib by the light, and so bright as the twilight's last evening.
Off season here. Undefeated. Champions of the world. Till next time, folks. Be good to one another. God bless.
It's got beef.
Gentry covering the bumble.
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.